What right do you have to say that Big Brother Jean is leading people astray? Big Brother Jean has indeed helped me. Hurry up and apologize to Big Brother Jean. Yeah, that's right. Apologize, or I'm not letting you go today. The two youths also walked over and said coldly, Kid, did you hear that? Hurry up and apologize to our senior brother Jean. The people from the 10,000 Swords Pavilion sneered. Jean Xiongfei's lips curled into a smile. This time, they were not only here to celebrate the birthday, but also to fulfill a more important mission. If they could get on the good side of the Green Mountain clan and build a good relationship with them, they would benefit immensely in the future. Now, it seemed that he had already achieved this step. As for Lin Wudi, no matter how strong he was, he had offended the Green Mountain clan. He had no chance at the next opportunity. Apologize? Give it to him? Lin Xin laughed. He was not worthy. Lin Wudi, watch your words. Don't think that I won't dare to attack you. Zhang Xiongfei was also angry. Lin Wudi had provoked him time and time again. Did he really think that he wouldn't dare to attack him? You better kowtow and apologize to me now. Otherwise, I'll let you know how powerful I am. How powerful you are. Just based on your comments on sword skills? Lin Xin did not leave. Instead, he stopped in his tracks. He looked at the girl and said, You said that Zhang Xiongfei taught you sword skills, so the power of your sword skills increased, right? Then I say that he's wrong. If I teach you a way to double the power of your sword skills, would you believe me or him? What? Double the power of your sword skills? The girl was obviously stunned. That was impossible. She shook her head because she did not dare to imagine it. Kid, keep bragging. The people from the 10,000 Swords Pavilion also snorted. Zhang Xiongfei also laughed. My guidance to her has already optimized her sword skills. If she wants to improve it, she will have to make a breakthrough in her cultivation. That's why I said that you're misleading her. Lin Xin snorted. He looked at the little girl and said, The weakness of your sword skills is not the speed of your attacks, nor is it a problem with your state of mind. It's the most fundamental problem. You're left-handed, so you used your right hand to attack. That's obviously a mistake. Now, you switched to your left hand and used your left hand to perform the sword skills just now. What's going on? Left-handed? Nonsense. The people around them did not believe it. The girl was also stunned. She was left-handed. How come she never knew that? No one had told her. She looked at Zhang Xiongfei. Zhang Xiongfei sneered. It doesn't matter. Didn't he want to compete with me? Then, just do what he said and use your left hand. There's no need to hold back. I'll let him know the difference between us. I believe in Big Brother Jean. After the girl heard this, she placed the sword in her right hand in her left hand and looked at Lin Wudi. I want to see how you know that I'm left-handed. As she spoke, she stabbed the sword in her left hand and performed the supporting wind swordsmanship. In the next moment, everyone was stunned. They could not catch the girl's sword skills at all. They could not even see the sword light. They could only hear a terrifying crack in the void. After the girl finished performing, she was also stunned. What was going on? Was this the supporting wind swordsmanship? Why did it feel so terrifying? Buzz. The people from the 10,000 Swords Pavilion were dumbfounded. Zhang Xiongfei's pupils constricted. Impossible! He screamed. The power was indeed much stronger than before. Could it be that she had broken through? He stared fixedly at the young girl and discovered that the young girl's cultivation had not broken through at all. This girl was really left-handed. Song Tian, the power had really doubled. The people around them screamed. The girl also screamed. No way, I did it. I really did it. Her two companions were also stunned. The boy walked out and asked, Then tell me, how did you improve my swordsmanship? Everyone looked over. Previously, the boy could only create one spatial crack. Under Zhang Xiongfei's guidance, he could create two spatial cracks in an instant. That was already very heaven-defying. They wanted to see if Lin Xin could do anything this time. He must have been lucky the last time. A blind cat met a dead mouse. Yes, that's right. How could he surpass our senior brother Jean in terms of swordsmanship? The people from Net Sword Pavilion gritted their teeth. Zhang Xiongfei's face was also extremely gloomy. You're practicing the prairie fire swordsmanship, right? Lin Xin asked. That's right. The boy nodded. Can you double the power of the prairie fire swordsmanship? Chapter 40-49. Lin Xian shook his head. I can't double your prairie fire sword technique. The young man was stunned. The people from the 10,000 Swords Pavilion also laughed loudly. I told you, this kid was just lucky. Zhang Xiongfei also sneered. He was scared to death. He really thought that the other party was a terrifying genius, but now it seemed that he was just a little lucky. However, Lin Xian said, I can't double your prairie fire sword technique, but I can double your sword technique. The surrounding people were stunned. What's the difference between the two? Zhang Xiongfei also snorted coldly. Deliberately mystifying, Lin Xian said, Prairie fire sword technique is a fire-type sword technique, but you're not suitable for fire-type sword techniques at all. You're suitable for earth-type sword techniques. Therefore, your prairie fire sword technique is the worst choice. You should cultivate an earth-type sword technique. At this point, Lin Xian waved his hand, and the endless earth condensed in his hand, forming a heavy sword. He threw it to the other party. With a boom, the void trembled. Everyone was shocked. How heavy is this sword? Can this young man withstand it? The young man was also stunned. Is he really suitable for such a wide open sword technique? Lin Xian said. You can give it a try. The young man waved it a few times, and he felt that his body was about to collapse. However, in an instant, he felt a new wave of power rising in his body. Boom, boom, boom. One strike, two strikes. Although the speed was very slow and looked a little clumsy, the power was much stronger than before. The sword chi was released, and 4 cracks appeared in the void. The power was twice as strong as before. Heavy edgeless heavy sword, this is the most suitable for you. He's already so powerful without cultivating such a wide open sword technique. If he cultivates it, its power will increase exponentially. Really? The young man was also stunned. He said, Great. He felt like he was dreaming. The 10,000 Swords Pavilion people were dumbfounded. Zhang Xiongfei's expression became extremely ugly. Damn it, the other party actually succeeded again. Now, he knew that this couldn't be a coincidence. Was Yi Futian's attainments in the way of the sword so terrifying? Even though Zhang Xian had managed to raise the prowess of their swordsmanship with his guidance, that was only on the surface. The gap between the two sides was too obvious. What about me? The last young man asked. The others also looked over. They also wanted to know what kind of comments Lin Xian would make next. Lin Xian looked at him and said, You're not suited for swordsmanship, you're suited for boxing. Give up on swordsmanship and switch to fist techniques. That's what suits you. Fist techniques? That young man's eyes flickered, although he had many doubts now. However, the first 2 companions had changed. Let him believe unconditionally. Thank you, big brother. I've wronged you. I apologize. That young woman was extremely embarrassed. The 2 youths also said, That's right, big brother. We were confused before and didn't know it all. If it weren't for your reminder, we would have been killed. When Zhang Xiongfei heard this, he almost spat out a mouthful of blood. His entire body was trembling with anger. D***M in it? Was he harming others? D***M in, brat. I'm not convinced. I want to compete with you. I definitely won't lose to you in swordsmanship. Zhang Xiongfei finally couldn't hold it in any longer and roared crazily. You, forget it. You're no match for Big Brother at all. That's right. You almost destroyed all of us. You still have the face to stand here? It's already very good that we didn't chase you out. I advise you to leave quickly. The young woman and the 2 youths waved their hands impatiently. D***M in it. Zhang Xiongfei was furious. The people from the 10,000 Swords Pavilion also had ugly expressions on their faces. They had never been looked down upon like this. D***M in it. It was all because of this brat. It was all because of this Lin Wudi that he was looked down upon. He had to kill him. Zhang Xiongfei stood out and shouted coldly. Do you dare? You're no match for me. In terms of swordsmanship, you won't be able to beat me even if you train for another 500 years. I'm not interested. Lin Xian shook his head. D***M in it. You have to fight today even if you don't want to. Having said that, Zhang Xiongfei waved his hand. Countless sword chi flew out from his fingertip. The sword chi carried a vast aura. It was a water sword. His opponent was a water sword saint. Asterisk buzz asterisk not good. Big brother is in danger. Quickly dodge. The young woman screamed. She was very nervous. The others were also surprised. Although Zhang Xiongfei had been slapped in the face, he was still an expert of the previous generation after all. Could Lin Wuti block it? This was a true intermediate minor saint. Lin Xin snorted when he saw this scene. He pointed out his finger. Sword chi spread out from the tip of his finger. With a poochie sound, the finger landed on the sword chi. Immediately, the monstrous sword chi was destroyed. How could it be? He actually found the weakness in an instant. Zhang Xiongfei couldn't believe it. The asterisk minute. He must have guessed it. He waved his sword and changed it again. At this moment, it was still a monstrous wave. However, there was a murderous intent in the sword chi. It was terrifying. This was a double sword chi. Under the waves, there was a peerless killing intent hidden. Let's see what you can do this time. The surrounding people were dumbfounded. There was so much sword chi around them that they couldn't block it. They could only dodge it. However, once they moved, they were afraid that the true killing move would be revealed. It could be said that all possibilities were sealed. This was a sure kill move. One had to admit that Zhang Xiongfei was really too powerful. Lin Xin sighed. I've already said that you're no match for me in terms of swordsmanship. He waved his sword 3 times to the front and left, creating 3 cracks in the sword chi. These 3 swords were all aimed at the opponent's weak points. Therefore, the power of the sword chi that filled the sky was reduced by half. The remaining sword chi was shattered by Lin Xin's palm. Asterisk pong pong pong. Asterisk how could it be? Zhang Xiongfei took 3 steps back. His face was filled with shock. Did Lin Xin find his weakness again? D asterisk minute. He clenched his fist. Did Lin Xin really surpass him in terms of swordsmanship? Every strike was aimed at his weakest point. It could instantly break his swordsmanship. He couldn't believe that a young man could do this. You're not convinced? Then take a sword from me. At this point, Lin Xin also pointed out a finger. A sword chi flew out. It was also the water vision. It rotated in the sky. Humph, block it for me. Zhang Xiongfei roared angrily. He formed a sword light facing the sky and slashed at Lin Xin. He didn't believe that Lin Xin could hurt him. His strength far surpassed Lin Wuti's. Puff. The void in front of him shattered. Zhang Xiongfei's pupils constricted. He missed? Was this sword a feint? D asterisk minute. He knew that he had fallen into a trap. He hurriedly retreated and withdrew his sword to block around him. The nomological laws that filled the sky enveloped his body tightly. But in an instant, his body shook and he spat out a mouthful of blood. Chapter 40-50. Damn it, it's not a fake move. He realized that the move that he had thought was a trap had actually hit his shoulder and sent him flying. Asterisk cough cough asterisk he kept retreating while vomiting blood. His arm was hanging down and there was a bloody hole in it. Damn it, he felt that he couldn't hold the sword in his hand anymore. His opponent had actually managed to injure him in an instant. You can't even block my sword. You don't have the right to be arrogant in front of me. Lin Xin shook his head. Damn it, you dare to hurt me? I won't let you go. Zhang Xiongfei was completely enraged. Not only was he slapped in the face in front of so many people, but he was also injured by Lin Fan. This made him feel humiliated. He couldn't wait to find a hole to hide in. And all of this was because of the person in front of him. He wanted to kill Lin Fan. Humph, you're courting death. Seeing this scene, Lin Xin waved his hand, and the 5 elements sword flew out, enveloping Zhang Xiongfei. The 5 elements law circled around each other, and all kinds of terrifying sword shadows completely repelled Zhang Xiongfei. Asterisk puff, asterisk Zhang Xiongfei vomited another mouthful of blood. The surrounding people couldn't bear to watch anymore because it was too embarrassing. Senior brother, are you all right? The people of Myriad Swords Pavilion exclaimed. At the same time, in a pavilion far away, a few figures leaned against the window and looked at this scene, shaking their heads slightly. This Zhang Xiongfei is really an idiot. In this room, there were 3 people standing by the window. The aura of these 3 people was very mysterious. There was a mysterious rune between their eyebrows. It made people feel pain in their eyes when they looked at it. They couldn't look at it directly. The one who sneered at this moment was a man by the window. This Lin Wuti isn't simple. Although he's just an early minor saint, his attainment in Sword Dao has far surpassed Zhang Xiongfei. He has even reached an unbelievable level. He's simply a genius in Sword Dao. Another person said, I guess his talent in Sword Dao isn't weaker than Myriad Swordsman. It's a pity that he's not in Myriad Swords Pavilion. Otherwise, he would be even more terrifying. The last woman was wearing a green and white robe. She looked down without saying a word. Junior sister, you should say a few words as well. The woman's eyes flashed, and she softly said, it was a pity. Even if he wasn't in the 10,000 Swords Pavilion, he wouldn't be able to stop his rise in the path of the sword. I really want to compete with him. My limitless sword art and his sword Dao. Which one of us is stronger? A shocking light flashed in the woman's eyes. Below, Zhang Xiongfei spent a lot of effort to break open the 5 elements sword formation. At this moment, his hair was disheveled and his eyes were bloodshot. They were filled with a terrifying killing intent. Everyone was trembling. Perhaps only Lin Wuti could withstand the wrath of such a strong cultivator. Damn brat, you've completely pissed me off. Die for me. Countless sword lights appeared on his body, and it was obvious that he had activated the 10,000 swords returned to origin. His strength was much stronger than before. Not good. Retreat quickly. The surrounding people screamed crazily. After activating the 10,000 swords returned to origin, he was clearly going all out. Turning into a stream of light, Zhang Xiongfei charged out. Older brother Xian, be careful. Murong Qingxing and Li Hongxiu brought the girl and the 2 young men to a faraway place. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. I'll play with you then. However, before he could make a move, a thunderous sound came from the void. As soon as the sound came out, a sword light stopped Zhang Xiongfei. Zhang Xiongfei did not make a move. He turned his head and said, let me make a move. I'm confident that I can defeat him. Humph. You've disgraced the 10,000 Swords Pavilion. How dare you make a move? In the void, a man walked over. He stepped on the sword chi, and his aura shook the world. His appearance caused the whole world to tremble. The weapons in everyone's hands were trembling nonstop. What a terrifying sword Dao. Who is this man? It's Wan Jiani. He's here too. He's a genius on the pilgrim list. Moreover, he's an extremely terrifying existence on the pilgrim list. These people were stunned. Lin Xian was also stunned. His expression became solemn. Wan Jiani. He felt a great threat. This Wan Jiani has reached the late stage of the minor saint realm? He's too strong. Zhang Xiongfei and the others couldn't compare to him. Is this the strength of the people on the pilgrim list? Lin Xian took a deep breath. He knew that these people were powerful. These people had suppressed their cultivation when they were on Heavenly Fate Star. After leaving Heavenly Star, he had only seen Yuquan. Youchuan's strength was also very strong. However, Lin Xian felt that it wasn't impossible to defeat him. He felt that his strength should be similar to Youchuan's. However, it didn't seem to be the case now. Wan Jiani's aura was much stronger than Youchuan's. It seemed that the gap between the people on the pilgrim list was very big. That secluded spring was probably ranked last. Wan Jiani could definitely be ranked in the top 3. Step back. Wan Jiani said coldly. Zhang Xiongfei was helpless. However, he didn't dare to go against Wan Jiani. He could only clench his teeth and step aside. Wan Jiani looked at Lin Xian again and said coldly, I heard that you talked about Sword Dao in front of us. Who gave you the courage to do so? Lin Xian laughed. How arrogant. Are you the only people in the world who can talk about Sword Dao? I'll talk about it today. Come and bite me. The surrounding people were stunned. Zhang Xiongfei couldn't believe it. This guy actually dared to provoke Wan Jiani. He's too reckless. Wan Jiani only needed one move to kill him. If he wanted to kill this kid, he would also need one move. Sure enough, he's still as arrogant as before. However, this is the real world. Without the suppression of the great Dao, do you think you can fight against me? You'll know if you can try. Lin Xian took a step forward. Although Wan Jiani gave him a fatal threat, so what? He wasn't afraid of anyone in a life-and-death battle. Even a Saint Venerable bowed in front of him, let alone Wan Jiani. The atmosphere between heaven and earth was getting more and more intense. In the eyes of the crowd, There were only two peerless sword lights confronting each other. The endless void collapsed, and a terrifying black hole appeared in the sky. Stop! This scene attracted the attention of the Green Mountain tribe. A terrifying elder quickly walked over. Both of you, please give us some face. Kid, you're very lucky. We'll spare you this time. However, I advise you to leave quickly. Otherwise, if you see me in the Green Mountain world, you won't be so lucky. After saying that, he turned and left. The others heaved a sigh of relief. Even the elder from Green Mountain City heaved a sigh of relief. Although Wan Jinni was much younger than him, his sword Dao made his hair stand on end. This Wan Jinni was too impressive. Lin Xian was also surprised. What was the Green Mountain world? Was he going to that place? Why hadn't he heard of it? It seemed that so many people from the sacred city came not only to celebrate the birthday, but also to hide some unknown secret. It should be related to the Green Mountain world. Chapter 4051. As he was thinking, Lin Xian's eyebrows suddenly twitched, and a golden light appeared in his eyes. He turned his head and looked behind him. There was a pavilion in the distance, and he felt an extremely terrifying aura. When he turned his head, he only saw a figure disappearing in a flash. However, with his heavenly secret divine eye, he could clearly see it. It was a beautiful woman in a green and white Taoist robe, and there was a strange rune between her eyebrows. He had seen that rune on Chao Tianqing's forehead before. Was she from the Limitless sect? He could sense a mysterious way of the sword coming from the other party. She was also a terrifying sword saint. Thinking of this, Lin Xian's eyes suddenly shot out two rays of sword light that pierced into the void. At the same time, the woman from the Limitless sect who wanted to leave was stunned. She felt the sword intent and suddenly turned her head. There was also a flicker in her beautiful eyes. The two sword Dao collided in the void, causing the void to shatter. What's going on? Is there another battle? Murong Qingqing and Li Hongxiu came to Lin Xian's side. Lin Xian said, "It's fine, let's go." On the other side, the woman from the Limitless sect's eyes flickered. Interesting. This kid actually discovered our existence. The people beside him were also very surprised. His sword chi was more piercing than expected. They were looking forward to fighting with him more and more. The three figures gradually disappeared into the void. Lin Xian and the other two also left. Murong Qingqing said, "I'm afraid more and more experts will come, and there will be many sacred venerables this time. If the sacred venerables of the Golden Crow tribe and the 10,000 Swords Pavilion appear, I'm afraid we'll be in danger." Lin Xian also frowned. That was true. He said that they probably won't attack us openly, so we're still safe on the surface. I'm afraid that they'll attack us behind our backs. Moreover, it seems that another Green Mountain world has appeared today. I wonder what it's like. Do you know? He looked at Li Hongxiu. Li Hongxiu said that she knew a bit, but she had heard that the Green Mountain race had some secrets and trump cards. There seemed to be an ancestral land called the Green Mountain world. Every once in a while, he would open it. It was probably time for him to open it this time, which was why so many people were attracted. Needless to say, this Green Mountain world definitely had something to do with that Saint King. They could only take it one step at a time. Lin Xian took a deep breath, and the three of them prepared to return to the main hall. But at this moment, they suddenly felt a terrifying aura pressing down on them. Murong Qingqing and Li Hongxiu's expressions changed. Even Lin Xian turned his head abruptly. A cold light burst out from his eyes. Two figures appeared on their left. Both of them had scales on their bodies, and terrifying dragon blood was surging from them. What a powerful bloodline aura! Murong Qingqing frowned. Li Hongxiu also said, "The Dragon Clan?" The two men stared at Lin Xian and the other two. "You must be Lin Wudi. Who are you people? Are you from the Demon City?" Lin Xian asked in a deep voice. "Us? Can't you feel it? We are the Dragon Clan." The two men's eyes were filled with endless arrogance. Dragons were the king of all beasts. They were incomparably powerful, and they had the capital to look down on everything. It was not the first time Lin Xian had seen the Dragon Clan. He had killed many experts of the Dragon Clan before. But this time, he could clearly feel that the dragon blood in their bodies was abnormally strong. Evidently, they were not ordinary dragons. Instead, They were extremely powerful dragons. He did not know why the other party had come to find him. The two of them laughed. "Don't be nervous. We won't do anything to you yet. We just want to see who is so arrogant as to call himself invincible. Even our crown prince does not dare to use your title. Quickly change this title, or you will die miserably." Crown prince? Li Hongxiu frowned. The crown prince of the dragon clan? Why hadn't she heard of him before? However, Lin Xian's pupil shrank. He remembered the existence in the lair of 10,000 dragons in the quintessential world. Were these people under the other party's command? The dragon clan existed in all the worlds, but the one in the lair of 10,000 dragons was obviously more powerful. At that time, there was a rumor that there was a crown prince, the son of the dragon emperor, who had a heaven-defying bloodline. He was a sage at birth, and he did not know what realm he had reached, but it was definitely incomparably terrifying. Was the other party about to appear? Lin Xian furrowed his brows tightly. If the other party appeared, they would be the most powerful enemy. Humph! Murong Qingcheng, who was beside him, snorted coldly. He activated the phoenix bloodline in his body, and a phoenix phantom pounced forward. "You dare to transform into a phoenix with just you?" The dragon clan members sneered disdainfully. One of them stretched out his dragon claws, but after contact, his expression changed. He retracted his arm with a shocked expression. "You are a member of the Phoenix clan." Previously, he was disdainful, but when he felt the other party's bloodline, he was really shocked. This bloodline actually caused him to tremble slightly. Well, now is not the time to make a move. Another dragon clan powerhouse said with a frown. The young man retracted his hand. "Fine, I'll let you live a little longer, but from now on, I'll be your nightmare. Remember my name. My name is Long Xiaotian." The two figures slowly disappeared into the void. The dragon clan. Huh? It seemed that a battle was unavoidable. In that case, Lin Xian was not afraid. Although he did not have a super powerful bloodline, he had the dragon soul. It would be fine if the dragon clan members did not provoke him, but if they did, he would not be lenient. Seeing Lin Xian's serious state, Murong Qingqing and Li Hongxiu knew that someone was going to be unlucky. In the main hall of Huihong, 9 sacred venerables were sitting there. The clan leader of the Green Mountain clan and some core elders were also there. At the moment, the door was closed, and the two sides were having a private discussion. One of the sacred venerables of the 10,000 Swords Pavilion said, "Don't worry, we will not let you down this time when we enter the Green Mountain world. We will give you the conditions that we promised you before." "In that case, I thank you all," the clan leader of the Green Mountain clan said in a deep voice. The other elders also took a deep breath. It was obvious that the two sides had reached some kind of agreement. These sacred cities would give the Green Mountain clan some benefits. The Green Mountain clan would open the Green Mountain staircase, allowing other powerhouses of the sacred cities to enter. Others can go in, but Lin Wudi can't. Lin Wudi can't go in. Yes, that's right. A sacred venerables of the Thunder God City also said in a deep voice. He was not qualified to enter. I don't agree to let him in either. A sacred venerables of the Demon City also spoke. The 3 sacred venerables objected. The atmosphere was a little tense. The people of the Green Mountain clan were in an uproar. The clan leader of the Green Mountain clan said, "I'm afraid that's not a good idea. It would seem that the Green Mountain clan is targeting Wushuang City." "It's okay. We'll support you. What are you afraid of?" The 3 sacred venerables sneered. Chapter 4052. Next, these people discussed some specific matters. One day later, the birthday banquet began. The entire Green Mountain City was bustling with activity. Countless elders and experts from the second astral realm gathered in the city. Their seats were arranged in an orderly manner according to their status and strength. However, the most dazzling palace at the top was still the most dazzling. Countless people looked up at it. There were only a few people there. Other than the clan leader of the Green Mountain clan and a few core elders, the rest were Saint Venerables. Only Saint Venerables could enter that palace. The others were not qualified at all. Even Wan Jiani and the others could only sit in the second palace below. Lin Xian and the other 2 also arrived. Looking at the lively scene, they were very emotional. "Kid, Where are you sitting? Li Hongxiu asked. Why don't you come with me to the second palace? As the daughter of the Saint King, she could also sit in the second palace. Qingqing, you accompany Hongxiu. I have other places to go. Lin Xian smiled. The three of them walked forward. They crossed countless pavilions and palaces, attracting a lot of attention. Look, that's Lin Wudi. He's walking forward. Is he going to enter the second palace? Did he already have the qualifications to enter that place? Many people were shocked. The people sitting in the second palace were those on the pilgrimage list. Other than that, there were some people with very special identities. For example, Li Hongxiu, the daughter of the Saint King, or Bai Shanchuan, the grandson of a saint venerable. In short, their status was very high. Other than that, other chief disciples, or some powerful small saints were not qualified. They could only sit in the third and fourth palaces. It seemed that Lin Xian wanted to sit in the second palace. Is he qualified to be on the pilgrimage list? In the second palace, these people looked down at Lin Xian and the other two and sneered. Lin Wudi wants to come in? What a joke. Don't worry, I won't let him in because he is not qualified. Yu Quan's lips curled into a cold smile. The others also sneered coldly. Soon, Lin Xian and the other two came to the front of the second palace. All right, Qingqing, Hongxiu, you two can go in. Murong Qingqing nodded. Li Hongxiu said, if you're really not coming, then where are you going? The third palace? Before Lin Xian could say anything, a few figures walked out from the second palace, led by Yu Quan. Brat, you want to enter the second hall? Do you have the qualifications? Ants don't have the qualifications to be with us. Emoshio was the same. Today, they would definitely not let Lin Xian in. When Li Hongxiu saw this, she frowned. Don't go overboard. But he is my friend. Li Hongxiu, although you are the daughter of the Sage King, you still have to follow the rules. If one wanted to enter the second hall, they either had to have a noble status or extremely strong strength. Which one did this brat have? What if I insist on bringing him in? Li Hongxiu's face darkened. In that case, don't blame us for being impolite. Emoshio also stood out. The auras of the two of them were extremely powerful. Don't worry, we won't hurt you. But don't even think about breaking the rules in our hands. Damn it. Li Hongxiu's face was cold. She didn't expect the two of them to be so bold and audacious. They didn't even give her face. Murong Qingqing, who was next to her, also had a cold expression. Lin Xian said, all right, you two go in. I have my own place to go. Qingqing, let's go. Li Hongxiu pulled Murong Qingqing and walked forward. Aren't you going to dodge? Do you want to be my enemy? Li Hongxiu shouted coldly. Yu Quan sneered. Of course, these two fairies could enter. As they said that, the two of them stepped aside to make a path. Li Hongxiu and Murong Qingqing walked in, but their bodies were immediately blocked. They looked down at Lin Xian condescendingly. As for you, don't even think about entering in this lifetime. Lin Xian smiled. You were right about something. Ants don't deserve to be with me. As he said that, he ignored Yu Quan and Emoshio, turned around and walked further away. He was walking in the direction of the first palace. Countless people were paying attention to what happened here. Was Lin Wudi blocked outside the door? How embarrassing. That's right. If Second Highness you couldn't enter, his reputation would be completely ruined. It wasn't easy to build up a reputation, but it was only a matter of time before he fell. Everyone shook their heads, thinking that Lin Xian was too arrogant this time. It was too early to enter the second palace now. Some of the chief disciples of the sacred city and some experts also snorted. Lin Wudi wasn't qualified to enter. Sure enough, they saw the two beauties beside Lin Xian enter, but Lin Wudi was blocked outside. They were gloating. However, in the next moment, they were stunned. They realized that Lin Wudi didn't intend to enter at all. Instead, he was walking towards the first palace. Was this kid tired of living? He couldn't even enter the second palace, and he wanted to go to the first palace? Humph, he must be pretending. Don't worry, he would definitely be beaten out in an instant. If he offended those sacred venerables, he would at least be half dead. These people shook their heads. Yu Quan and Emoshio were also stunned. What was going on? Did this kid really want to go to the first palace? What a joke. They didn't have the qualifications to enter. Previously, The matter of Wushuang's order was sealed by sacred Venerable White, so only a small number of people knew about it. The others didn't know about it. Therefore, when they saw Lin Xian's action, they knew that Lin Xian was too daring. 2 guards appeared at the entrance of the first palace in an instant. Both of them were late minor saints. They said coldly, "Stop. Who are you? This is not a place where you can come. Get lost." Their voice was incomparably cold, causing the smile on everyone's face to become thicker. "See, I told you. How could Lin Wudi enter? He doesn't know the immensity of heaven and earth." Lin Xian was expressionless. He took out the Wushuang token. "I'm here on behalf of the Wushuang Saint King." The 2 late little saints sucked in a breath of cold air when they saw this. They could feel a trace of the Saint King's aura from the token. Instantly, both of them retreated. "Young master, please. We hope you can forgive us for offending you earlier." Both of them respectfully invited Lin Xian in. The people around him had all gone crazy. How could this be? He entered the first palace. Oh God, am I dreaming? How could he enter? Even Wang Jiani and Yu Quan couldn't enter. Sure enough, Yu Quan and Emoshio were stunned. They wanted to watch a good show, but they were dumbfounded. Their minds were blank. How could this be? How did he do it? The second palace was also in an uproar. This guy really did it. The incomparably seductive Qin Xiener opened her cherry lips. Chapter 4053. Wang Jiani also frowned with a cold look in his eyes. Even Chao Tiansheng and Gu Feng were stunned. They did not expect Lin Fan to be able to enter. Bai Shanchuan thought of something and shivered. He hid in the shadows and did not say a word. Li Hongxiu was also surprised. Wow, this kid is so handsome. Only Morong Qingchen had a beautiful smile on her face. Now these people knew who the idiot was. They actually wanted to stop Lin Xian. In the end, they were the ones who were slapped in the face. Lin Xian walked into the first palace under the shocked gazes of countless people. After entering, he attracted a few gazes. These were the gazes of sacred venerables, and they carried an extremely strong pressure. Lin Xian also snorted coldly. The great dragon sword soul in his body circulated and blocked the pressure. In the next moment, he walked forward and said loudly, "Greetings, senior clan leader. I'm Lin Xian, representing the unparalleled Sacred King, to wish you a happy birthday. The Sacred King can't leave because he has something to do, so he sent me here. This is just a small gift to show my respect." Lin Xian flipped his hand and a treasure box appeared. Since he was here to wish him a happy birthday, how could he not bring a gift? This gift was personally given by the unparalleled Sacred King, so it should not be bad. So it's Lin Gongzi. I've heard of Lin Gongzi's name long ago. Now that I've met him, he's indeed a young hero. The clan leader of Qingshan said with a smile. Although Lin Xian was just a junior in front of him, he was still representing the Sacred King. His status was not to be underestimated. An elder beside the clan leader came over and took the treasure box in his hand. Then, he said, "Lin Gongzi, this way please." Lin Xian followed him to an empty space and sat down. The other sacred venerables looked unfriendly, and some snorted coldly. To be honest, they were really unhappy to be sitting with such a young kid. He was not qualified at all. The birthday banquet began. A loud voice sounded. Then, the banquet began, and the scene became lively again. A series of greetings could be heard as gifts and treasures were delivered. The several saint sovereigns in the main hall were also talking about some cultivation problems and some important matters in the future. This had nothing to do with Lin Xian. As for cultivation, he was not a holy venerate yet, so he could not understand it. As for the major events of the world, they had little to do with him, because they had already risen to the level of the holy city. Therefore, he couldn't get a word in at all inside the main hall. If it were anyone else, they would have been scared out of their wits. However, Lin Xian didn't care at all. So what if he was a saint venerable? He was going to become a great emperor in the future, so he didn't feel inferior at all. Instead, he drank alone. His expression was calm and composed. This scene made the sacred venerates of the Thunder God City and the myriad demon city even more displeased. Saint Master White's face darkened as well. Of course, there were also some people who were shocked. This young man was really not simple. Before the auras of these holy venerates, the other party remained calm and composed. Just this mentality alone was not something that just anyone could achieve. It was no wonder that the other party could create such a reputation. He was indeed unique. Even the Green Mountain Sacred King nodded slightly. He was thinking, is it really possible to keep such a genius out of the Green Mountain world? At this moment, a sacred venerate of the Thunder God City said, Nephew Lin, after the banquet, you can return to Wushuang City to report on the completion of the mission. At that time, we can use the spatial teleportation array to send you away. The sacred venerate of the Myriad Demon City also said. Lin Xian was stunned. The other party was so kind? It shouldn't be. Was there a trap? To teleport to another place? Lin Xian said, Seniors, you are too polite. I don't need you to worry about my own matters. Lin Xian changed the topic and asked, Senior clan leader, I heard people say something about the Green Mountain world. I don't know what it means. The Green Mountain clan leader frowned. The other sacred venerates' faces also darkened. Among them, the voice of the Myriad Sword Pavilion said, Lin Gongzi, you don't have to think about the Green Mountain world. Yes, this time, your Wushuang City did not participate. Why don't you wait for the next time? The sacred venerate of the Thunder God City also raised a smile. After Lin Xian heard this, he frowned. It seemed that the Green Mountain world was a secret realm, and it was related to the Sage King. However, these people actually wanted to leave him outside. What a joke. These seniors were thinking quite far ahead. However, this was not the Holy City, but the Green Mountain clan. Whether my Wushuang City can enter or not is not up to you seniors. After saying this, he looked at the Green Mountain clan leader. The sacred venerates were so angry that they gritted their teeth. Normally, if such an ant dared to provoke them, they would have slapped him into meat paste. However, now, they could only watch helplessly. The other party was jumping around in front of them. They were really unhappy. However, they did not have the final say. So what? They had already discussed this with the Green Mountain clan leader. What do you think, Green Mountain clan leader? The sacred venerate of the Thunder God City asked. I think the Green Mountain clan leader should have the same opinion as us. The sacred venerate of the Myriad Sword Pavilion also said. The Green Mountain clan leader hesitated. When Lin Xian saw this scene, his face became even gloomier. It seemed that these people had reached some agreement. Were they really going to exclude him? They really deserved to die. One day, when he became a sacred venerate, he would make these old fellows grovel at his feet. The Green Mountain clan leader took a deep breath as if he had made a decision. Just as he was about to speak, a stream of light streaked over from afar. Old ancestor, this is bad. The young master's illness has acted up again. What? The Green Mountain clan leader suddenly stood up. What's going on? Why did it act up in advance? Let's go and take a look. He did not care about the others and directly rushed out. What was going on? The other holy venerates were also stunned. The Green Mountain clan's first elder said, Fellow Taoists, please calm down. Something happened in my clan. As he spoke, he briefly explained the matter. The sacred venerates and heavenly queens all frowned. There was actually such a thing. Lin Xian was also surprised after hearing it. It turned out that it was a young man of the Green Mountain clan leader's lineage. He was only 8 or 9 years old and had contracted a disease. It would act up once every 3 months and could not be cured at all. Even the sacred venerates were helpless. This gave the people of the Green Mountain clan a headache. If it was an ordinary clan member, it would be fine. After all, there were many people in the Green Mountain clan. It was fine if the young man was sick. However, this young man was a direct descendant and had the bloodline of the Green Mountain Sacred King. There was even a phenomenon of atavism. This surprised the people of the Green Mountain clan. If he grew up, he might become the second Green Mountain Sacred King in the future. So, how could they not be worried? No wonder the Green Mountain clan leader was so anxious. The sacred venerates were also discussing. At this moment, Lin Xian's eyes lit up. He felt that this was an opportunity. From the looks of it, the Green Mountain clan leader and these sacred venerates had reached an agreement. It was very likely that they would not let him enter the Green Mountain realm. However, he had to go in. Chapter 4054. It was not easy for him to reach his current cultivation level. Every improvement was very difficult. Moreover, with his current strength, his divine body and great dragon sword soul required a huge amount of energy. If he wanted to take another step forward, he would have to cultivate normally for hundreds of years. He could not wait that long. Therefore, he would not miss any opportunity. This was obviously a great opportunity in the Azure Mountain world. How could he miss it? Therefore, Lin Xian stood up and said, I wonder what illness the little young master has. Can I take a look? Maybe I have a way. You? The people in the hall were stunned. The Grand Clan leader of the Azure Mountain race said, Lin Gongzi, are you sure? The holy venerables laughed loudly as if they had heard the best joke. Kid, you don't know the immensity of heaven and earth. Do you think you can be compared to us just because you are sitting with us? We are just giving face to the unparalleled sacred king. Otherwise, do you think you are qualified to stand in front of us? You are so young, yet you dare to speak so arrogantly. You are really ignorant. The holy venerables snorted coldly. You don't even know what illness the little young master has. Do you know that over the years, several holy venerables have investigated the little young master? There are even alchemy experts. However, without exception, they could not cure him. With just you? They had disdainful expressions. The Grand Elder of the Azure Mountain race sighed. Indeed, he did not think that Lin Xian could do it. Lin Xian did not care. He said indifferently, You can't do it, but it doesn't mean that I can't. This world may be yours now, but it will be ours in the future. Some people are old, while we are rising. Some people are short-sighted and are destined to be trapped in the same place for the rest of their lives. Are you courting death? How dare you teach us a lesson? The holy venerables of the Thunder God City stood up. The holy venerables of the Thousand Fiend City also had gloomy expressions. The other holy venerables also frowned. Even those who didn't say anything earlier had cold expressions on their faces. Because of these words, the other party had completely angered them. What did he mean by saying that they were old and could not do it, and that they would be trapped in the same place for the rest of their lives? What a joke. At their level, what they were most unwilling to do was to stay where they were. Although it might be the truth, they didn't allow others to say it. Now, Lin Xian had mercilessly torn open this scar, making it unbearable for them. Kid, it seems like I have to teach you a lesson on behalf of Wushuang City. Have you ever heard of the saying that dead geniuses are nothing? A terrifying aura pressed down on Lin Xian. The holy venerates did not even need to make a move. One look was enough to kill them. Lin Xian also felt the aura, and his body tensed up. He snorted coldly. The great dragon's sword spirit roared for 9 days, while he stood there with his hands clasped behind his back. What's wrong? Did I poke your sore spot? Are you unable to look directly at yourself? Then you seem to be doubting your own Tao. If you can't even persist in your own great Tao, what right do you have to go further? My Tao is something you can't imagine. Lin Xian exuded a heroic spirit. He looked down on the world, as if the endless universe and stars had to crawl under his feet. This was a kind of boldness that was unstoppable. At this moment, the holy venerates were all shocked. This young man actually had such a grand ambition. But soon, he flew into a rage out of humiliation. Damn it! They even had the intention to kill him. However, Lin Xian was not afraid at all. Saint Bai was a good example. He now had the Wushuang token in his hand, so he was not afraid of these people at all. If these people dared to touch him, the Wushuang Sage King would definitely not let them off. More importantly, he had the Great Sage Tower. If he couldn't beat them, he could hide in the Great Sage Tower. These people could not do anything to him. Therefore, Lin Xian was not afraid. He looked at the Great Elder and said, Since so many holy venerates can't cure me, why don't you let me try? Anyway, you have nothing to lose. The Great Elder thought about it and felt that what he said was right. There was nothing to lose by giving it a try. Who knows, he might even be able to get lucky. He said then, Lin Gongzi, this way please. Nonsense. I want to see what qualifications you have. The holy venerate of Thunder God City stood up. The other holy venerates also stood up. They were also very curious. Where did Lin Xian get his confidence from? They tore open the void and directly left the first palace. So much so that the people outside did not know at all. And they had already arrived in the depths of Qingshan City. At this moment, they were all gathered in the palace. These people were all core elders. The Qingshan clan leader was also there. His face was full of worry. A middle-aged couple, however, had anxious expressions on their faces. Ancestor, will Huir be fine? Yes, this time, the attack had been brought forward. The middle-aged woman was very anxious. Her face was full of tears. The middle-aged man also had a worried look on his face. The Qingshan clan leader's face was ashen. He looked at the person in front of him. That was the medical expert in the clan. There was even an alchemy grandmaster and other experts. Those people all shook their heads. It seemed that they were helpless. At this moment, the void broke open. The first elder, Lin Xian, and the others had all arrived. Those holy venerates also came. A terrifying holy aura swept through the world. The faces of the people in the palace changed. The Qingshan clan leader also turned his head. His expression changed. Why are you here? The first elder took a few steps forward and whispered. The Qingshan clan leader shouted coldly. Nonsense. Lin Xian has a way? Are you kidding me? To be honest, so many holy venerates can't do it. How can a young man do it? Qingshan clan leader, we don't believe it either, but someone is incomparably arrogant and thinks that he can solve it. So we followed to take a look and broaden our horizons. Lin Gongzi, I won't trouble you with the matters of the clan. Please go back. I hope you can forgive me for not being a good host. After saying that, he wanted to ask these people to go back. Lin Xian said, Old clan leader, why don't you give it a try? There's no harm in it anyway. Can the situation be worse than it is now? Patriarch, do you have a way? The middle-aged woman walked up. Lin Xian said, I'm not sure now because I haven't seen the young master. However, I should still have some confidence. You haven't even seen him, and you dare to say that you have confidence? Aren't you just trying to deceive us? The holy venerate behind him snorted coldly. The middle-aged man also frowned. However, the middle-aged woman did not care about anything. She said, That's easy. Hurry up and take a look. Don't mess around. The patriarch is still here. The middle-aged man said. The middle-aged woman cried, Patriarch, please. The Qingshan clan leader sighed. Forget it. It's just a look anyway. It's not a big deal. He said, All right. Lin Xian went in to take a look. There was a young man lying there. His face was pale, and his brows were tightly furrowed. Even his small face was somewhat distorted. His body kept trembling, but he did not see anything strange at all. His bloodline was normal, his physique was normal, and even his soul was normal. However, he was in great pain. Chapter 4055. The Green Mountain Patriarch said. He had already asked many Saint Venerables to take a look, but they couldn't find anything. He wondered what nephew Lin had found out. The Saint Kings behind him also sneered. They were also investigating at this moment, but they couldn't find anything. It was indeed a strange disease. Lin Xian snorted coldly and didn't say anything. He activated his heavenly secret divine eyes to the extreme and saw through everything. Suddenly, Lin Xian's pupils constricted. He found that his normal bloodline had changed under the full operation of the heavenly secret divine eyes. He saw some black runes appear. These black runes carried a strange aura, which Lin Xian had never felt before. What was this? He was too surprised. He found that it was these black runes that caused the young man in front of him to be in so much pain. It was so strange. He could only see it because he had the heavenly secret divine eyes. If it was someone else, they wouldn't be able to detect it no matter how high their cultivation was. No wonder several Saint Venerables couldn't see it. It was impossible without a powerful eye technique. But even if he saw it, Lin Xian didn't know what it was. However, it didn't matter if he didn't know. He didn't need to know. He just needed to destroy these black runes. Others might not be able to do it because those Saint Venerables couldn't see the black runes, but he could. Moreover, he had the great dragon sword soul, which could destroy everything, including nothingness. He was also confident that he could destroy these black runes. Therefore, Lin Xian retracted his gaze and stood up. Humph, you can't find it, right? Kid, who do you think you are? Are you really the chosen one? Behind him, the Saint Venerables of the Thunder God City sneered. The Saint Venerables of the 10,000 Swords Pavilion also shook their heads in disdain. The people of the Green Mountain clan sighed. They had long known that this would be the result. The middle-aged woman cried until she almost fainted. However, Lin Xian smiled and said, I found it. There is indeed some strange power in his body. What? Everyone was stunned. Did the other party see it? How was this possible? They, the Saint Venerables, couldn't see it. What nonsense! The Saint Venerables of the Thunder God City roared. Kid, don't be presumptuous. You're the impudent one. Lin Xian coldly snorted. Old thing, I've tolerated you for a long time. Are you trying to take advantage of your seniority? It's useless in front of me. What did you say? The eyes of the Thunder God City's holy venerate instantly turned red. Do you think I don't dare to kill you? The killing intent on his body instantly rushed into the main hall. The 10,000 Swords Pavilion's holy venerate also shouted coldly. This is too much. Even if I have the Holy King's badge today, I will still teach you a lesson. Sure enough, you're taking advantage of your seniority. You can touch me, but you have to think about the consequences. Since the peerless Saint King dared to send me here, it means that my relationship with him is not ordinary. If you touch me, you will be touching the peerless Saint King. Think about the consequences of offending a sage king. You dare to threaten me? The two Saint Venerables roared. Lin Xian sneered. So what if I threaten you? After saying that, he looked at the elder of green bamboo again. I have already checked his condition. I have a way to cure him. Hearing that, the people of the Green Mountain clan were all stunned. The middle-aged couple also jumped up abruptly. Is that true? They grabbed Lin Xian's hand tightly. The Green Mountain clan's patriarch also trembled. Lin Gongzi, do you really have a way? Of course, Lin Xian said. What a bunch of nonsense. Today, I will kill you, you ignorant fool. A terrifying thunder aura appeared on the Thunder God City's holy venerate. Lin Xian sneered. I have a way, but if I die, I'm afraid that no one else in the entire Starry Sky universe can save him. Hearing that, the Green Mountain clan's patriarch waved his hand, and a huge mountain blocked the thunder palm. Please don't go too far. This is the territory of my Green Mountain clan. Green Mountain clan's patriarch, do you really want to believe this, kid? The Thunder God City's holy venerate went crazy. He did not expect that the other party would actually attack him. The other Saint Venerables were also speechless. This matter concerns the fate of my Green Mountain clan. I have to be careful. The Green Mountain clan's patriarch said in a deep voice. Lin Gongzi, when can you make a move? Do you need us to prepare anything? Natural treasures, all sorts of medicinal pills, formations, just name them. My Green Mountain clan will definitely be able to do it. Lin Xian said, all right, I have a way. However, I have a few conditions. Just name them. We will definitely be able to do it. The Green Mountain clan's patriarch nodded quickly. Lin Xian said, I want absolute safety in Green Mountain City. No one can threaten my life. After saying that, Xiao Cheng glanced at the Thunder God City's holy venerate and the other Saint Venerables. Don't worry. My Green Mountain clan will definitely protect young master. Whoever dares to touch young master will be my Green Mountain clan's enemy. The moment Xiao Chen said that, the expressions of the Thunder God City's holy venerate and the other Saint Venerables turned extremely unsightly. Damn it. Isn't this targeting us? To think that we are targeted by a youth. Damn it. Very good. Lin Xian smiled. He said, Second, I want to enter the Green Mountain realm. No problem. The Green Mountain clan's patriarch nodded. This was not a big deal in the first place. Damn it. The expressions of the Thunder God City's holy venerables turned even more unsightly. Unexpectedly, not only were they unable to make a move, but their plan to attack Xiao Chun was also ruined. Damn it. They felt like they had been slapped in the face. Brat, you speak so confidently. However, what if you can't cure him? The Thunder God Holy Venerate said, If I can't cure him, I will be at the mercy of the Green Mountain clan's patriarch. All right, since you said it, we will wait and see. The holy venerables snorted coldly. They did not believe that Xiao Chun could do it. In their opinion, Xiao Chun would definitely fail. As long as they waited for Xiao Chun to fail, they would not let him make a comeback. An ant would not be able to jump around in front of them. All right, I'm done. I'm going to treat young master now. You can all leave. The Green Mountain Clan's people retreated. However, the holy venerables did not leave. Lin Xian frowned. What's wrong? Are you not leaving? Do you need to be so sneaky when treating an illness? Is there anything shameful about it? That's right. What if you hurt young master? I'm not as despicable as you. Furthermore, you are just leaving the hall. Are you afraid that I will do something? If someone is here, I will refuse to treat him. Please, the Green Mountain Clan's patriarch will come personally. Good, good, good. Let's see how far you can pretend. The holy venerables waved their sleeves and came out of the hall. Not only do you have to go out, but no one is allowed to use their souls to check the situation inside. Once I discover it, I will immediately stop the treatment. I will not bear the consequences. Young master, don't worry. I can guarantee that. The Green Mountain Clan's patriarch nodded. With him here personally, he did not believe that anyone would dare to be impudent. The holy venerables gritted their teeth. Damn it. To be honest, they were also very curious. They wanted to know where Xiao Chun got his trump card from. However, it seemed that there was no hope now. Lin Xian waved his hand and closed the hall's door. Then, he set up a formation. As long as a soul touched it slightly, Xiao Chun would instantly know. Then, he took a deep breath and arrived before the youth. Chapter 4056. He activated his heavenly secret god eyes to the extreme and saw those black runes again. They were like tadpoles swimming in the youth's body. What was that? Lin Xian used his law and poured it into the youth's body, rushing toward the black runes. In an instant, his law turned into a large net and enveloped the black runes. Naturally, the black rune wanted to struggle and resist. In the next moment, Lin Xian was shocked. He seemed to have entered an illusion. He saw a strange scene. It was a deep, ancient temple, and there was a statue of a ghost king that was abnormally ferocious. In front of the ghost king's statue, there was a figure kneeling. He was emitting a mysterious aura. He couldn't see what he looked like, but he could see that his hands were forming seals. Numerous black runes were pulsating. Moreover, there were 2 strings of pearls on his wrists. Those pearls were pitch black, and it was unknown what they were made of. Each bead had a ferocious ghost head painted on it. The scene was incomparably strange. Those black runes were the same as the runes in the youth's body. Buzz. Lin Xian's body trembled. He suddenly felt that the ferocious ghost king statue's eyes were shining, and it turned its head to look at him. In the next moment, the illusion in front of Lin Xian's eyes disappeared and shattered. Cold sweat trickled down his back. He felt that there was a strange force in his body that was trying to devour him. Damn it! Destroy it! The great dragon sword soul roared and destroyed the black runes. Not only that, the black runes in the youth's body were also destroyed. After the first rune, the rest of the black runes started to jump violently, as if they were about to explode together. Lin Xian snorted coldly. The great dragon sword soul completely charged out and rushed into the youth's body, slashing in all directions. Although these black runes were strange and carried a terrifying power, they were no match for the great dragon sword soul. However, he was no match for the great dragon sword soul. After a round, the great dragon sword soul returned to Lin Xian's body. At this moment, the black runes in the youth's body were completely destroyed. Lin Xian was still worried, so he used his Tianji God eyes to check 3 more times. When he confirmed that he did not miss anything, he heaved a sigh of relief. Was that power a curse? He wiped his sweat. It felt very similar to the legendary power of curses. However, this power was even more mysterious than the power of space. He didn't expect that it would appear here and on this young man's body. As for the reason, it was probably a secret of the Green Mountain Clan. There was no need for him to investigate. He stood up and let out a sigh of relief. Outside the main hall, the people of the Green Mountain Clan were waiting anxiously. Do you think that brat can do it? Many people whispered to each other. The Thunder God's holy venerate sneered. What kind of joke was this? Did they really place their hopes on this ant? I suspect that not only will he not be able to cure the young master, he might even worsen the young master's illness. The 10,000 fiend city's holy venerate also snorted coldly. Ancestor, what should we do? Many people looked at the chief of Green Mountain. The chief of the Green Mountain sect looked at the time and said while gritting his teeth, "Wait a little longer." They would wait for the period it took an incense stick to burn. If there was still no movement after the period it took an incense stick to burn, if nothing happened, he would go in and investigate personally. As soon as he said that, the main hall in front of him suddenly opened, and Lin Xian walked out. Did he come out? Everyone turned their attention to the front. He came out so quickly. It was obvious that he failed. The Thunder God City's holy venerate sneered. The other holy venerates also shook their heads. The people of the Green Mountain clan were really stupid. They actually placed their hopes on such a young man. The people of the Green Mountain clan surrounded him and asked, "Young master, how is it?" "Yes, young master, can you tell what illness it is? Is there a way to cure it? If not, we can send holy venerates to help you." Lin Xian waved his hand to silence these people. He said, "There's no need to go through so much trouble. I've already cured your young master's illness." "What? He's cured?" Everyone was stunned, especially the few Saint Venerables who were watching the show. They were stunned on the spot. How is that possible? The Thunder God Holy Venerate instantly jumped out. "Brat, there should be a limit to your nonsense. How can you cure an illness that even Holy Venerates can't cure in such a short time?" "Humph," Lin Xian sneered. "You're trash, but don't treat everyone as trash. I can do what you can't do. How dare you call me trash?" The Holy Venerate was completely enraged. No one had ever dared to provoke him like this. Lin Xian said, "Try attacking me. I've already cured your young master's illness. I'm protected by the Green Mountain clan." The Thunder God Holy Venerate calmed down. The Green Mountain clan's clan leader comforted the Holy Venerate while rushing inside impatiently. The others also rushed into the main hall. "I want to see what you're talking about." The Thunder God City's Holy Venerate was not convinced. The other Holy Venerates were also greatly shocked. They had to see it with their own eyes. Everyone rushed inside. They saw a young man lying there, sleeping peacefully. His pained little face also relaxed. The pain was really gone. The middle-aged couple cried tears of joy. The people of Green Mountain Clan were also in an uproar. The Green Mountain Clan's clan leader heaved a sigh of relief. "Thank you, Lin Gongzi, for saving my young master." He was a dignified Holy Venerate, the clan leader of a clan. However, at this moment, he bowed respectfully to Lin Xian. Behind him, the Holy Venerates were even more stunned. No way. Did he really cure the young master? Could it be a coincidence? These people gritted their teeth. They guessed that the young master's illness must have flared up, so he was cured. It was definitely not this kid who cured him. However, no matter what they said, the people of Green Mountain Clan were still grateful to Lin Xian. The Green Mountain Clan's clan leader asked, "Lin Gongzi, do you know what illness this is?" "Yes, we've already invited many people, but they can't tell, let alone cure it." The Green Mountain Clan's clan leader also had a rueful expression. Lin Xian frowned slightly. "Should I tell them about the curse?" He did not say it directly. Instead, he asked, "Have you offended anyone? Or rather, did this young master offend anyone before?" Offended anyone? The people of Green Mountain Clan shook their heads. That shouldn't be the case. Their Green Mountain Clan was very low-key. They usually stayed in Green Mountain City and would not go out. Who could they offend? Moreover, even if they offended someone, they were not afraid. Even if they offended a Holy Venerate, they would not be afraid. Unless it was a Saint King. However, a Saint King would not do anything to them. Therefore, the Green Mountain Clan's clan leader shook his head. "Then I don't know what illness he has. I only know that there is a black rune in his body that is very strange. I destroyed the black rune, so his illness should be cured." Black rune? These people were greatly surprised. The Holy Venerates were also shocked. They did not see it, but they did not expect a young man to see it. Chapter 4057. How did Lin Gongzi find out? A Saint Venerable asked. The others were also puzzled. Lin Xin replied, well, I have my own ways. Everyone has their secrets, don't they? Humph. The Saint Venerable snorted. He didn't expect Lin Xian to keep him guessing. The other people's faces were also gloomy. This time, it was really too embarrassing. Previously, they swore that Lin Xian would never succeed. However, Lin Xian cured the young master's injuries easily. Wasn't that a slap to their faces? And it was very painful. Therefore, these Saint Venerables didn't want to stay here. The Green Mountain clan leader also knew, so he asked the great elder of Green Mountain to bring these people back to the main hall. He stayed here personally, holding Lin Xian's hand and laughing nonstop. The people of the Green Mountain clan around them were even more grateful to Lin Xian. Many people offered him treasures. The Green Mountain clan leader also said, I'll agree to these 2 conditions. If you have any other requests, the Green Mountain clan will definitely satisfy you. Seeing the Green Mountain clan leader's fiery eyes, Lin Xian felt a little scared. Damn, these people are too excited. It seemed that the young master he saved was very impressive. It was said that he even had an atavistic bloodline. There was a high chance that he would become a Saint King in the future. No wonder these people were so excited that they were about to cry. Senior clan leader, you don't have to be so polite. I'm just giving it a try. To be honest, I didn't have much confidence before. I'm just lucky this time. Lin Gongzi, no matter what, you are the savior of the Green Mountain clan. Even though Lin Xian refused, the Green Mountain clan leader still gave a few saint artifacts and some natural treasures to Lin Xian. Lin Gongzi, don't worry. We will open the Green Mountain world in 5 days. At that time, Lin Gongzi will definitely enter. Lin Xian nodded. Then I'll wait. Then, he left. It seemed that this was a blessing in disguise. Not only did he humiliate the Saint Venerable, but he also became Green Mountain Bamboo's savior. He could do whatever he wanted here. Those holy venerates did not dare to make a move against him. Moreover, he had obtained several saint artifacts and a pile of natural treasures for free. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes and sang a little tune as he returned to the birthday banquet. The people outside were very lively. They did not know that the people from the first palace had already left. When Lin Xian reappeared, it caused an uproar among the crowd. It was Lin Wudi. Many people exclaimed. The fact that the other party came out from the first hall was truly enviable. With his hands behind his back, Lin Xian walked toward the second palace. Inside, Emoshio, Yu Quan, and the others gritted their teeth as they saw this scene. Damn, brat, what kind of despicable method did you use? How dare you? Your grandfather and I are of the same generation. How dare you be so arrogant in front of me? Lin Xian snorted coldly. Do you believe that I will drag you to the first palace and let your elders educate you personally? Damn it. Yu Quan and Emoshio were so angry that their lungs were about to explode. They wished that they could make this hateful brat in front of them disappear immediately. They had to teach him a lesson. Crackling sounds came from their bodies, and all kinds of terrifying laws spread out. Murong Qingqing and Li Hongxiu walked over. The 2 of them were also facing a great enemy. Lin Xian did not care. Humph. The Green Mountain clan's patriarch walked out and said loudly, From now on, Lin Gongzi is the most important guest of the Green Mountain clan. His status is equivalent to a core elder. Whoever touches Lin Gongzi will be an enemy of the Green Mountain clan. The Green Mountain clan will not rest until one of us is dead. His loud and clear voice spread in all directions. At this moment, everyone was stunned. What was going on? Oh my God. What is going on? Not only did Lin Wudi enter the first palace, but he also became an important guest. His status was equivalent to a core elder. Didn't that mean that in the Green Mountain clan, apart from the patriarch, Lin Wudi could do whatever he wanted? What happened during this period? Discussions and screams sounded. Murong Qingqing and Li Hongxiu were also stunned. Brother Xian, what's going on? That's right, kid. How did you do it? There's no other way. The Green Mountain clan's patriarch and I hit it off at first sight. So, he wants to be friends with me. Yu Quan, Emoshio, you too. Do you still want to make a move on me? Yu Quan and Emoshio's faces darkened. What do you mean by making a move? They already said that making a move on this kid in front of them was making a move on the Green Mountain clan. They were guests here, and they did not want to be kicked out. Kid, just you wait. When we get out of Green Mountain City, I'll teach you a lesson. The two of them directly left, because they felt that if they stayed any longer, they would be angered to death. Lin Gongzi, you're really surprising. I'm more and more interested in you now. Qin Xianer walked over with a charming face. She exuded endless charm and excellence from head to toe. Seeing this scene, Li Hongxiu coldly snorted. Even Morong Qingcheng was fuming with anger, guarding against her like she was guarding against a thief. Lin Xian smiled bitterly. He'd better stay away from this demoness. The birthday banquet ended in a state of shock. A small number of people left, but the top experts and geniuses did not leave, because they were waiting. 5 days later, the Green Mountain World would open. Their main purpose this time was to come to the Green Mountain World. Of course, not many people would be able to enter the Green Mountain World. Most of the others could only stay here to watch the show and wait for news. On the third day, Lin Xian was invited away by the Green Mountain Clan's patriarch. He thought that the old man would thank him, but to his surprise, the Green Mountain Clan's patriarch brought him to a pavilion and left. What's going on? Who is he going to see? Lin Xian walked inside. Soon, he saw a young man sitting there. His palm followed a strange seal, and wisps of aura spread out from his body. It's this young master. This little guy is really too unusual, isn't he? His cultivation is so mysterious. Lin Xian realized that he could not see through him. The young master of the Green Mountain Clan opened his eyes. There was a hint of vicissitudes in his eyes, but it quickly disappeared. It made people think that it was an illusion. You're here. You must be Lin Wudi. I heard that you saved me. Thank you. He looked like a young man, only 8 or 9 years old, but he spoke like an old man. It's nothing. Besides, I didn't lose anything. Your Green Mountain Clan has given me a lot of benefits, so you don't have to be too grateful. They don't understand. They don't know what this means to me. But I know very well that if it weren't for you, I'm afraid that my life would be ruined. You're very interesting, little guy. Why do I feel like you're an old monster? Oh, right? Do you know what illness you have? It's a curse, not an illness. The young master said in a deep voice. A cold light appeared in his eyes. The temperature of the surrounding area dropped. Chapter 4058. Lin Xian was surprised. You actually know it's a curse. He was too shocked. Even the saint couldn't tell. This young master was too strange. Who did you offend? To think that someone had placed the most mysterious curse on him. Lin Xian was very curious. The young master glanced at him. I offended someone. It's too terrifying. Then, he revealed a mysterious smile. Do you know? We are the same kind of people. Huh. Lin Xian scratched his head. What did he mean? The young master smiled mysteriously and gave him a jade scroll. Keep this thing well. It will be of great help to you when you enter the Green Mountain World. I'm still very weak. I still have to cultivate, so I won't send you off. There will be times when we meet again. Lin Xian walked out with the jade scroll. However, he was even more puzzled. If it wasn't for the other party's weak cultivation, he would have suspected that the other party was an old monster who looked young like the unparalleled Saint King. The other party's cultivation was indeed too weak at the moment. He was really just an ordinary young man. Shaking his head, he ignored it. He didn't know what was inside the jade scroll. After returning, Lin Xian probed it with his soul. In the next moment, he screamed. Damn, what's wrong? Morong Qingcheng was originally resting at the side. When he heard Lin Xian scream, he immediately woke up. On the other side, Li Hongxiu also pushed open the door and entered. As she entered, she said, What are you doing? I didn't see anything. She came in with her eyes closed. Morong Qingcheng's face turned red. Sister Hongxiu, you're making fun of me. We didn't do anything. Oh, that's right. It's broad daylight. Li Hongxiu opened her eyes and then frowned. Why are you screaming in broad daylight? Lin Xian was too excited. His hand that was holding the jade scroll trembled slightly. What was going on? The two beauties were very puzzled. Lin Xian said that the map of the Green Mountain World, including the array formations and traps, had all been marked. What? Li Hongxiu also screamed. Murong Qingqing's eyes also lit up. Really? Brother Xian, how could you have such a thing? The Green Mountain world was rumored to be incomparably mysterious. Even the people of the Green Mountain clan could not explain it, not to mention a map. However, at this moment, Lin Xian had a piece of the map in his hand. This made them extremely suspicious. Brat, did you get tricked by someone? Li Hongxiu was also cold. The Green Mountain realm was very mysterious. How could there be a map? Who gave it to you? Lin Xian was also puzzled. Could it be that young master's prank? However, he didn't think so because the picture was too detailed. It wasn't something a teenager could pull off as a prank. Was it the idea of the clan master of Green Mountain? But why did he have to give it to him through this young master? He didn't understand, but he firmly memorized the map. He planned to test it out a few days later when he entered the Green Mountain steps. The two of you should also take a look and note it down. When the time comes, we will verify it. Murong Qingqing and Li Hongxiu also extended their souls. They firmly memorized the map. Another 2 days passed. Finally, the day of the Green Mountain Realm's opening arrived. One by one, experts and geniuses walked out of the pavilions. Lin Xian, Murong Qingqing, and Li Hongxiu also walked out. They turned into streams of light and followed the group to the back mountain of the Green Mountain clan. That was the ancestral land. Usually, no one was allowed to enter. They were only allowed to enter when the Green Mountain realm opened. At this moment, many elites and elders were standing in the ancestral land rented by the Green Mountain clan. They joined forces to form a line of defense. No one was allowed to enter. Outside of them, there were countless figures. Each of them had an unusually strong aura. Among them, Emoshio, Yuquan, and the others were also among them. The clan master of the Green Mountain clan stood out and said in a deep voice, "Everyone, the Green Mountain realm will open soon. When the time comes, I will let everyone in. However, I have something to say in advance. The Green Mountain steps were left behind by the Green Mountain King. It is extremely mysterious. After so many years, we still can't figure out its secrets. We only know that the space inside is very big. It is as if it is an independent world. Not only are there opportunities, but there are also dangers. There are even monsters and humans living inside. Not only are there warriors, but there are also ordinary people. You can enter to obtain opportunities and kill monsters, but you must not attack ordinary people. You must keep this in mind. Otherwise, you will be hunted down by the Green Mountain clan." The surrounding people were in an uproar. There were ordinary people living inside? What was this Green Mountain realm? Could it be that it was really a world that had been refined by the Saint King? Even Lin Xian and the others were curious. The Green Mountain realm was becoming more and more mysterious. Next, they began to wait. About an hour later, rumbling sound came from a mountain in front of them. Then, it cracked open. Inside, a vortex appeared, forming a vortex door. A terrifying and mysterious aura spread out from the vortex door. The surrounding people felt it. They took a deep breath, and a cold light burst out from their eyes. When the Green Mountain clan leader saw this, he said loudly, "All right, the Green Mountain realm is now open. Everyone, you may enter." As soon as he finished speaking, many people walked forward. However, they did not enter rashly. After all, entering an unknown area left behind by the Saint King was still dangerous. When the people of the Green Mountain clan saw this, they took the lead and walked in. This time, their clansmen wanted to enter too. Seeing the people of the Green Mountain clan walk in, the others followed. "Let's go." Lin Xian waved his hand and flew in with 2 peerless beauties. "Lin Wudi, the Green Mountain clan is protecting you outside. But once you enter the Green Mountain realm, let's see who can protect you." Yuquan snorted. Emoshio also smiled coldly. If possible, he would make Lin Wudi stay in the Green Mountain realm forever. More and more people rushed in. Lin Xian and the other 2 appeared. They appeared on a grassland, surrounded by green grass. A cool breeze blew past, making people feel comfortable. Beside them, Li Hongxiu exclaimed. This place was too unusual. She felt that the great Tao of heaven and earth around her was boiling violently. Cultivating here would be twice the result with half the effort. Murong Qingqing was also surprised that the Green Mountain clan had such a sacred cultivation ground. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes and looked around, and then combined with the map he had seen to identify the direction. We're in the south now. At this moment, a few figures swayed nearby and turned into a few young people. Lin Xian recognized the clothes they were wearing. They were from the Green Mountain clan. When they saw Lin Xian, they also cupped their fists. Greetings, Lin Gongzi. They were extremely respectful to Lin Xian. You're too polite. Lin Gongzi, you have to be careful. When we came in, we seemed to feel some people's murderous intent towards you. You have to be especially careful of Yu Quan and Emotio, who are on the pilgrimage list. They are too strong. Chapter 4059. Lin Gongzi could avoid them for now. Once they were out of the Green Mountain world, they would not dare to act recklessly. Yu Quan and Emotio? Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. These two had wanted to make a move on him for a long time. There might really be a battle in the Green Mountain world this time. Thank you for telling me. Also, the Patriarch told me to remind Lin Gongzi when I see him. Oh, what's that? Lin Xian was surprised. When I came in, I heard that someone had just arrived. This person is called Qisong. What's so special about him? Lin Xian asked. He's Han Qianyu's disciple. Han Qianyu is a powerful saint venerable. He was your master's enemy 2,000 years ago and was injured by him. Until now, he was still injured and could not enter the Saint King realm. However, he took in 3 disciples. The youngest one is called Qisong. This time, he seems to be targeting you. Did he want revenge? Lin Xian understood right away. Master could not defeat unparalleled Saint King, so he sent his disciple to destroy the geniuses of unparalleled city. How despicable. If Qisong dared to come, he would send him to hell. Thank you for your reminder. Lin Xian cupped his fists in gratitude. Indeed, if these people did not tell him, he would not have known that he was being targeted by a dangerous person. Since Qisong dared to come alone, it was enough to show that his strength was not ordinary. Lin Gongzi, be careful. We'll leave first. The few young people of the Green Mountain clan ran in a direction. They had their own goals. We're in the south now. If the map is correct, there should be a cave nearby with some Dao insights carved in it. Let's go and take a look. Lin Xian thought that this should be a good way to verify the authenticity of the map. The 3 of them discussed and turned into streams of light, flying into the distance. 20,000 miles away, there was a huge rift valley. 1,000 meters below the rift valley, there was a cave. There were many murals in the cave, and they were carved with Dao insights. Indeed, they saw a huge valley in front of them. There really is a canyon. Li Hongxia was surprised. Murong Qingqing was also overjoyed. Let's see if there are any caves in the canyon. The 3 of them directly flew down the canyon. Sure enough, they found a cave 1,000 meters down. The cave was covered by many vines. There were also countless Dao runes around the cave. Clearly, the entrance of the cave was covered by an array formation. If Zhang Xian did not come down, even a little saint would not be able to tell what was going on. However, Lin Xian and the others had a map, so they obtained it effortlessly. Lin Xian went in to take a look. He waved his hand and tore apart the vines. Then, he sent out a flame and flew in. The 9 suns' divine fire turned into a golden crow and circled around inside, illuminating the interior. No danger. Let's go. The 3 of them walked into the cave. Lin Xian's flames turned into a sun that floated in the sky, illuminating the entire cave as if it was daytime. The cave was not big, and there were murals painted on the walls. Those were the insights of the Great Tao. The Great Tao insights left behind by a sage king were very useful to them. They hurried to comprehend them. The hillmen were overjoyed. They found that the map was real. Great. This way, they could search for treasures according to the map. The 3 of them began to comprehend the map. Lin Xian was comprehending the map while using the natural treasures given to him by the Green Hill clan to enhance the power of his body and the great dragon sword soul. The others did not have a map at all, so they could only search aimlessly. These people searched in all directions crazily. Lei Zhan was dead in Thunder God City, and a new chief disciple was chosen. His cultivation base was also at Early Small Saint. As a saint city, Thunder God City had a very strong foundation. Those Saint Venerable Elders had their own disciples. This was the disciple of one of the Saint Venerable Elders. He had been cultivating quietly in the Saint City all this time. However, after Lei Jun was killed, he was pushed out. He was chosen as the new chief disciple. His name was Luo Fan. However, he was not ordinary at all. His strength was much stronger than Lei Jun. He could be considered a disciple of the previous generation. At this moment, under the lead of Luo Fan, these geniuses of Thunder God City were searching for treasures. Suddenly, a red figure descended from the sky and hovered above their heads. That person squinted his eyes and asked, "Do you know where Lin Wudi is? Who do you think you are? How dare you step on our heads? Get down here." One of the geniuses of Thunder God City roared. Luo Fan frowned. In this place, other than the people on the pilgrim list whom he was afraid of, he did not care about the others. Now, someone was stepping on his head. Was he courting death? "Kneel down and kowtow to me. I can give you a quick death," Luo Fan said indifferently. "Looks like you're their leader. Since that's the case, let's ask you. The others can go die." The crimson figure in the sky sneered. Many red Dao runes appeared on his body and spread out in all directions. Those red Dao runes seemed to have turned into poisonous needles that shot downwards. The void was pierced through endlessly. "You're courting death. How dare you look down on us?" The geniuses of Thunder God City were furious. The other party dared to fight against them alone? They had more than a dozen experts on their side. He was courting death. Everyone, join hands to kill him. They wanted to use the cruelest means to torture him to death. These geniuses soared into the sky and struck out their laws to block the needles. But soon, they screamed in pain. They could not block these red needles at all. Each of them was a law that pierced through their bodies. In an instant, two of them turned into a hornet's nest. Their bodies were full of bloody holes and looked extremely miserable. Even their souls were stung to death. Not good. This person is an expert. Quickly defend. The other 7 people roared, but it was useless. The red needles fell from the sky, and all 7 of them were killed. The only one left alive was Luo Fan. At this moment, Luo Fan's pupils shrank and cold sweat flowed down his body. Damn it! Who is this person? How can he be so strong? Who are you? How dare you kill the people of Thunder God City? Do you want to be my enemy? Trash, you dare to ask me? Answer me first. Do you know where Lin Wudi is? I don't know. Luo Fan shook his head. Seems like you want to die too. The red figure in the sky slowly descended. Luo Fan took 3 steps back. Our Thunder God City has a grudge with Lin Wudi. If I knew, how could I hide it? Since you don't know, then die. With that, the red figure waved his hand. The terrifying red needles once again turned into a torrent and rushed over. Damn it! 9 Revolution Divine Thunder. Luo Fan did not dare to be careless. He immediately used Thunder God City's lost technique. There was terrifying lightning on his body that quickly spread and reached the 6th revolution in an instant. Chapter 4060. With a palm strike, the 6th revolution Divine Thunder, accompanied by his Thunder God's palm, was extremely powerful. However, it was useless. The 6th revolution Divine Thunder was broken in an instant. Luo Fan was injured, and he was also pierced into a hornet's nest. His body was shattered, and a soul fled in panic. Still want to escape? The crimson figure in the sky reached out a hand and grabbed the soul. Then, he directly collected the soul. The soul was burned, and he screamed. After half an hour, the red figure retracted his hand. He really didn't know. What a piece of trash. Forget it. Let's find another person to ask. The red figure disappeared again, leaving only the corpses of the Thunder Saint City scattered all over the ground. In another area, in front of a large waterfall, 4 figures kept shuttling back and forth. Senior Brother Jean, is there really a treasure in this place? Yes, this Green Mountain world is too big. We can't find it at all. Jean Yunfei said, we can only rely on luck. If we can't find it, we can only say that it's not in our lives. But before that, we have to work hard to find it. The 4 of them began a large-scale search. Sword chi with the power of the soul probed in all directions. They covered a radius of millions of miles. Suddenly, a stream of light flashed past. It slashed down. A sword saint screamed and flew out. Who is it? The other two sword saints roared. Zhang Xiongfei also snorted coldly and rushed forward. Someone actually dared to attack their 10,000 swords pavilion. They were courting death. Soon, they saw their junior brother lying on the ground with his head being stepped on by a red figure. The red figure grabbed the sword saint's soul and directly pulled it out to search his soul. A miserable voice sounded. "Damn it, how dare you!" The two sword saints roared. Their long swords intertwined, and a terrifying sword Dao erupted. Ice sword Dao. Endless ice sword chi spread out, freezing everything. Lightning sword Dao. Another person attacked. Lightning flashed between heaven and earth, turning into a divine sword that soared into the sky. The two sword saints attacked. They were really powerful to the extreme. They were courting death. The red figure sneered. With a wave of his hand, countless red laws turned into red needles, sweeping over from all directions. Lightning sword Dao and ice sword Dao were both pierced through. The two sword saints were also beaten into a hornet's nest. They were bleeding from their 7 orifices, and their eyes were wide open. Was he going to lose just like that? He was unwilling to accept this. Their souls left their scabbards and hugged their holy swords, wanting to escape. Those red needles turned into 2 chains that pulled the souls of the 2 people and then collected them. No, what a piece of trash. The red figure roared, and the void within 1,000,000 li shattered. Seeing this scene, Zhang Xiongfei's expression became extremely ugly. Just who are you? Why are you attacking my 10,000 swords pavilion? You are the only one left. Tell me, do you know where Lin Wudi is? Was he looking for Lin Wudi? Zhang Xiongfei's pupils shrank. Are you Lin Wudi's enemy? It just so happens that we are the same. Why don't we join forces? You? The red figure snorted coldly. You are not qualified. Impudent. Zhang Xiongfei was enraged. He was the sword saint of the previous generation, and his strength was unparalleled. You killed a disciple of my 10,000 swords pavilion. Today, I will use your blood as a sacrifice to my junior brother's soul. As he spoke, he unsheathed the sword on his back. Water sword Dao. With a loud bang, the sky collapsed and the earth cracked. A terrifying wave swept across the sky, turning into a huge sword chi with a terrifying aura. It slashed forward. The endless void shattered. Zhang Xiongfei was really too strong. He was even stronger than the 3 sword saints combined. He was even more terrifying than Luo Fan. That was interesting. The red figure waved his red sword, resisting the attack. The sky was pierced by 2 rays of light. One was red, and the other was blue. The 2 sides clashed, and the sky collapsed and the earth cracked. Not bad. You are qualified to make me attack. Remember my name. My name is Qisong. The red light on the figure slowly disappeared, revealing an ice-cold face. This was a man dressed in a crimson robe. A red pine tree was painted on his body, and it looked like Su Russian. Now that you know my name, you can die in peace. Qisong launched his attack. It was a terrifying divine ability. Boundless red light spun between heaven and earth, forming a red pine tree. It was even more majestic than an ancient mountain. The aura on it was terrifying. The pine tree shook, and countless pine needles fell down, as if it was a heavenly tribulation. Boom, boom. Zhang Xiongfei roared and instantly activated 10,000 swords. His combat strength increased again. Sword after sword slashed into the void, and countless giant swords surged. The 2 of them fought for 30 moves. Half of Zhang Xiongfei's body was smashed into a hornet's nest. He was terrified. Too strong. Who was this person? He had never heard of him, but the other party's strength made him despair. Explode. He exploded the broken half of his body. His soul wrapped the other half of his body and escaped with the holy sword. You can't escape. The red pine needles turned into chains and swept out, piercing through heaven and earth, blocking the other party's path. Damn it. The sacred sword exploded in an instant, and he left with his broken body. Those chains were broken by the holy sword. Qisong looked at this scene and narrowed his eyes. The 10,000 Swords Pavilion was indeed difficult to deal with. He could actually escape from my hands. He looked at the disappearing figure in the distance and didn't chase after him. Forget it. My main goal is still to kill Linwoody. Shaking his head, he put away the illusion of heaven and earth and disappeared between heaven and earth. Following that, people were killed from time to time. These people were terrified. They knew that a powerful crimson figure called Chi-Song had come to kill Linwoody. Damn it, what kind of person did Linwoody provoke? For a time, many saints didn't dare to search for treasures and went into hibernation. Inside the canyon, Lin Xian and the other two kept comprehending the great Tao of heaven and earth, day and night. Great, my flowing cloud sleeve is even stronger than before. Li Hongxiu opened her eyes, and the corners of her mouth raised into a smile. On the other side, Murong Qingqing also said, my Kunlun/'s power has also increased. Brother Xian, what about you? Lin Xian stood up and said, my laws are also more refined than before. As expected of the Green Mountain realm, according to this map, we might be able to break through. He was too excited. The two peerless beauties were also extremely excited. The three of them left the cave and left the canyon. Let's go to the next place. It's not far from here. There was a spiritual herb garden there, but it was occupied by some powerful monsters. Let's go and take a look. Lin Xian and the other two went again. According to the map, there was a mountain that was occupied by terrifying demon saints. Those three demon saints were very terrifying. They had all reached the small saint realm. They were a lion, an elephant, and a golden rock. They were very terrifying. Lin Xian and the other two were stronger. Murong Qingqing and Li Hongxiu fought against them separately. The three of them fought, and the sky fell and the earth cracked. In the end, they killed the three powerful demon saints. Chapter 4061. Great, this is a spiritual herb garden. There are so many 10,000-year-old spiritual herbs. They were too excited. They made sure to leave all the roots behind. This way, these spiritual herbs could grow again and benefit future generations. Lin Xian was very familiar with these things. They collected the entire spiritual herb garden. There were 36 10,000-year-old spiritual herbs, and even more 8,000-year-old or 9,000-year-old spiritual herbs. Lin Xian and the others harvested nearly 500 spiritual herbs from this spiritual herb garden. Great! Lin Xian and the other two would split the spoils. Li Hongxiu put it away and said, when we go back, I'll ask my father to refine some good pills for me. I'll give you some when the time comes. Do you still need to go back? I can refine them for you now. Lin Xian's lips curled into a smile. You know this skill? Li Hongxiu was surprised. Of course, sacred pills were not a problem. Come on. Lin Xian took out the Great Void Divine Furnace and prepared to refine pills. Yu Fei's journey and the search for other treasures were left to these two peerless beauties. Murong Qingqing summoned the shadow of a phoenix, and the three of them walked up. Li Hongxiu began to search for the next treasure according to her memory of the map. Just like that, the three of them went on their way. A red light streaked across the sky. Damn it! Are these people from the sacred lands useless? They don't even know where Linwoody is. Chi-Song's face was a little cold. This time, he was ordered to kill Linwoody. His master had lost to the unparalleled Sage King back then. Now, he wanted to kill the most powerful young genius of Wushuang City to avenge his master. Hey, the energy fluctuation in front, that's a phoenix. It should be a powerful guy. Let's go up and take a look. Chi-Song saw the light in the distance and immediately rushed up. In the next moment, endless red pine needles sprinkled down. This was his method. No matter who it was, he would first severely injure them and then interrogate them. By then, the other party would not dare to lie to him. Murong Qingqing felt a sense of danger approaching, and her expression changed. Not good. Her palms formed an imprint. The phoenix phantom beneath her feet roared and spat out rainbow-colored radiance. It formed a heavenly barrier and blocked those red pine needles. Li Hongxiu stood up. Who dares to attack us? To think that he could block my attack. Chi-Song walked out from the void and looked down. His eyes then lit up. What stunning beauties! and there were two of them. Looks like I'm in luck today. I won't kill the two of you. Come with me obediently and become my favorite concubines. Not interested. Murong Qingsheng coldly snorted. Li Hongxiu also rolled her eyes. This guy must be retarded. He actually dared to say such words to them. Qisong laughed and said, "Let me ask you, do you know the whereabouts of Lin Wudi?" Lin Wudi? Li Hongxiu was stunned. Murong Qingsheng also frowned. Why are you looking for Lin Wudi? From the looks of it, the other party didn't count. Qisong laughed. Naturally, he wanted to kill Yi Fuyan. At this point, an even more terrifying light appeared on his body. In the next moment, his eyes lit up. That was because he saw a young man sitting behind the two beauties. The young man had a divine cauldron in his hand. It danced in the air, and flames filled the sky. Previously, he was attracted to Murong Qingsheng's appearance, but when he saw the young man, his eyes lit up. He shook his hand, and a scroll appeared in the void. You look exactly the same. You must be Lin Wudi, right? The heavens are helping me. He didn't expect to meet him this time. These two peerless beauties must be Lin Wudi's women. It's a good opportunity to kill Lin Wudi and take away these two beauties. Qisong's lips curled into a cold smile. Kid, I've been looking for you. Now kneel down and accept your death. If you want to touch Brother Xian, you'll have to ask me first. Murong Qingsheng coldly snorted. Her beautiful eyes shone with a rainbow light. The phantom of the phoenix under her feet became even more terrifying. It was as if a real divine beast had come back to life. Do you think you can fight us? Li Hongxiu, who was next to her, opened and closed her hands. Her sleeves shone with a mysterious light. Do you only dare to hide behind a woman? Aren't you very arrogant? Qisong snorted. Buzz. Lin Xian opened his eyes. Two rays of sword light flashed in his eyes, piercing through the void. Qisong? He had heard from the martial artists in Qingshan City that there was an elite who wanted to kill him. His name was Qisong. He didn't expect to meet him so soon. Well, since I've met him, I'll take care of him. Buzz. Lin Xian formed a seal with one hand, then stood up. However, there was still another one of him sitting cross-legged in the same place. A clone? Li Hongxiu was surprised. Murong Qingsheng also said that Brother Xian was not an ordinary person. Don't worry, it's just a clone refining pills. I'll take care of him with the remaining strength. Lin Xian walked over. He used the Nine Suns' divine fire to create a clone to refine pills. He was prepared to fight against his opponent. Kid, you're too reckless. More than 10 elites have died in my hands, and you still dare to create a clone to refine pills? Even if you're at your peak, you're no match for me. We'll know if I'm a match for you after we fight. Lin Xian walked forward with a calm expression. Although he no longer had the Nine Suns' divine fire, his aura did not weaken. Instead, it became stronger. The laws of swords surrounded him. Since you're courting death, I'll fulfill your wish. Qisong snorted and waved his hand. Endless red pine needles flew over, covering the sky like a torrent. Chapter 4062. However, Lin Xian was extremely calm. With a sway of his body, he transformed into a rock and dodged the attack. The terrifying spear brushed past his body and made a deafening sound. Lin Xian's body shone brightly and suppressed his boiling blood. Then, he slashed with his sword. The sword slashed towards Qisong and enveloped him. It carried an extremely terrifying aura. Qisong formed a hand seal and countless red needles spun in front of him, forming a terrifying defense. At the same time, he retreated and the terrifying sword Qi cut through the red needles. However, Qisong had already retreated to the back. Crack, crack, crack. Then, his right leg shone with an incomparable light. Countless laws surrounded it, and it carried an earth-shattering aura. At this moment, even Li Hongxiu and Murong Qingsheng frowned. They were able to sense the terrifying power brought forth by that kick. Wind God's kick. The kick created countless windstorms that condensed and shattered the void as if it was going to destroy the world. Obviously, it was a killing move. Even Lin Xian furrowed his brows. He had to admit that the other party was indeed very powerful to have come alone to kill him. That person's cultivation was the same as hers, at the early stage 6th heaven. However, he was very powerful and seemed to be able to kill a middle stage 6th heaven cultivator. At this moment, the other party used the wind god's kick, which was obviously a killing move. The power of the kick was extremely strong. Buzz. In the face of such a terrifying attack, Lin Xian did not choose to retreat. Instead, he charged forward and activated the black Qilin tattoo on his body. In particular, the Qilin tattoo on his right arm spiraled. Qilin arm. At this moment, Lin Xian's arm shone with endless black light, and the sound of a Qilin could be heard. What a terrifying aura. Why does this kid have a Qilin tattoo? Li Hongxia was shocked. The phoenix under Morong Qingqing's feet also let out a cry and resonated. Boom. His right hand blasted out like a black Qilin running between heaven and earth. Wind god versus Qilin. Boom. 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 It was an earth-shattering battle and a terrifying sound. It was as if millions of divine thunderbolts had descended. The area was completely destroyed. So powerful. There are people fighting over there. Who were they? At this moment, countless people who were millions of miles away could feel it. They looked at the shattered void in the distance and did not dare to approach it. Within the storm, the smile that was originally lifted from the corner of Qi Song's mouth gradually disappeared. What replaced it was shock. Then, it turned into a roar. Damn it! His entire body retreated, his right leg trembling non-stop, and his body swayed a little. Cracks appeared on his wind god's leg. At first, it was just a small dot, but soon it was no longer the size of his entire leg. With a cracking sound, his entire right leg split open. Blood dyed the 9 days red. He was injured. He had been crushed by the Qilin arm during the battle of ultimate skills. You're just Oso. Like I said, your master is no match for peerless Saint King, and you are no match for me either. Now, have a taste of my attack. Lin Xian rushed over again. He swung his Qilin arm and punched again and again. His entire right arm seemed to have transformed into a Qilin divine sword. Extremely terrifying laws coiled around it, and it was extremely powerful. Qi Song roared into the sky. The red laws around his body danced, and the ancient tree behind him towered into the sky. Previously, regardless of whether it was the elite from Lei Shanxing or the sword saint from the 10,000 Swords Pavilion, he was indomitable and could easily defeat them. This made him think that the people who came in were weak. No one was a match for him. However, at this moment, he was severely injured when facing Lin Wuti. Not only was his body injured, but his spirit was also damaged. His pride seemed to have been shattered. Thousand Pine Palm. Looking at the figure that was charging towards him, Qi Song roared. He merged with the ancient tree behind him. The branches of the ancient tree merged into his arms. He struck out with both palms. There were countless red thorns on them that could pierce the sky. Boom. The two of them fought with all their might. After 3 moves, Qi Song's left hand was crushed, and his right hand slapped hard on Lin Xian's body. Great. He sneered again. Although he was severely injured, he was confident that he could crush Lin Wuti's body. Boom. A terrifying sound rang out. Qi Song retreated and vomited blood. His eyes were filled with astonishment. What happened? Lin Wuti's body was not crushed, but his palms were crushed. He even forgot about the pain. How was this possible? His 1,000 Pine Palm was so powerful that even an intermediate minor saint could not withstand it. However, an early minor saint was able to withstand it. What kind of body did Lin Wuti have? Buzz. Lin Xian's qi and blood were rolling in his body. He roared and waved his Qilin arm again, charging towards Qi Song. With another punch, both of Qi Feng's arms were completely destroyed. If it wasn't for the phantom of the pine tree behind him, his entire body would have been blown apart. Arg! Qi Song looked up and roared. His face was distorted to the extreme. Damn it! Lin Wuti was at the same cultivation as him. It would be a piece of cake for him to kill someone at the same cultivation level as him. But this time, he was severely injured. Moreover, it was after Lin Wuti's clone that he was severely injured. In other words, This was not Lin Wudi's real strength. How strong was Lin Wudi's real strength? He did not dare to imagine who Lin Wudi was. Qi Song gritted his teeth and asked. Lin Xian smiled. You're here to kill me, but you don't even know who I am? Damn it. Qi Song's expression was ugly. He had only gathered information about Lin Wudi from the universe. There were some legends that he did not care about. Now, it seemed like he was too careless. Humph. Kid, I was careless this time. I will not lose next time. Qi Song snorted coldly. He wanted to leave, but he had to go back and investigate Lin Wudi's identity. Especially his body, it was too strange. Lin Xian smiled. You still want to leave? You don't have much awareness. Since you're here, then stay. Qi Song screamed. You dare to kill me? Lin Xian snorted. Why wouldn't I dare? I'm Han Qianyu's disciple. I won't let you go if you kill me. What Han Qianyu? I've never heard of him. You're not even a sage king. What's there to be arrogant about? Lin Xian walked out. His eyes shone with a terrifying light. Didn't you want to know my true strength? Let me show you. Buzz. Lin Xian waved his right hand. Countless black laws appeared on his Qilin arm. The death laws condensed and formed a blade of death. He held it in his hand. Everything was over. With a slash, the world darkened. Ghosts wailed and wolves howled. The surrounding trees withered as if hell had descended. With a slash, Qi Song screamed. No! He merged with the pine tree behind him, emitting a terrifying light. Chapter 4063. Block it for me. At this moment, Qi Song exerted his full strength. However, with a single slash, his life force was rapidly drained away. His skin dried up, and his hair turned pale. Damn it! The power of death. How could you know such a law? I can't accept this. Qi Song's vitality was gone. I was careless, but my senior brother will avenge me. A white skeleton fell from the sky. Lin Xian put away the death demonic saber and said coldly, Your senior brother is here. I'll kill him. He turned around and walked into the distance, arriving on top of the Phoenix Phantom. Then, he merged with the clone. In the next moment, an extremely cold light burst out from his eyes. Open! With a cold shout, the void in front of him shook deeply, and 36 pills flew out from it, blooming in the sky. An extremely rich medicinal fragrance filled the air. At this moment, the cracks in the sky disappeared. Countless rays of light fell, forming rainbows and auspicious signs. It's done, Lin Xian said with a smile. Next to him, Murong Qingsheng and Li Hongxiu were stunned. They had originally thought that there would be an intense battle. Who would have thought that Lin Xian would be able to kill a powerful enemy so easily? Moreover, he did not seem to care, and even came back to refine the pills. It was true that he killed a powerful enemy while talking and laughing. Lin Xian indeed did not care. At this moment, he looked at the 36 pills in the sky and said, These are peerless divine pills. Indeed, the medicinal herbs used to refine the pills this time were all 10,000-year-old spiritual herbs, and some of them were even close to 20,000-year-old. Even Lin Xian was tempted by the effects of the pills. With a wave of his hand, Lin Xian put away the 36 divine pills and said, Let's go. We'll take them as we go. It's not good to stay here for long. Murong Qingsheng urged the phoenix to leave this place. As expected, those people in the distance did not dare to get close because the battle in front was really too intense. However, when they saw the light of heaven and earth flickering and the great path descending, they could not stay calm anymore. Heavens! Such a scene was definitely a heavenly treasure. Let's go and take a look. With such a treasure, even if it was dangerous, they would not miss it. These people rushed over. Seeing that the multicolored light had already disappeared, they all began to roar. Damn it! He was a step too late. Who took it away? What a terrifying aura. A great battle had taken place here. The gazes of these people turned to their surroundings. There was a set of white bones here. They saw a set of white bones lying in the endless ruins and shattered earth. The saint blood in the surroundings surged, causing their hair to stand on end. These red needles? Have you heard that a terrifying expert appeared recently? He swept through everything, and no one was his match. It was said that the other party was called Chisong. I heard that they were after Lin Wudi. Could it be that this battle was caused by Ci Song and Lin Wudi? Heavens, who was this white bone? Lin Wudi or Ci Song? Everyone looked in the direction of the voice. Although it was just a skeleton, there were countless red lines on the bones, like a pile of rubies. An expert frowned. It was rumored that Lin Wudi had the 9 young divine body. His physique and bones should be golden. As for this one, it's obviously red. I think it's Chisong, right? Was Chisong dead? I heard that many experts died in his hands. Yes, it was said that the new chief disciple of Thunder God City also died in his hands. Not only that, but Zhang Shengfei was also seriously injured by him and almost died. Such a terrifying person was actually killed by Lin Wudi. Damn it, didn't that mean that Lin Wudi also took away the treasure? Damn it. Some people were unconvinced, and some wanted to kill Lin Wudi. I think that even a mid-stage minor saint might not be enough to kill him. It would take at least a few of them to kill him in a one-on-one battle. Otherwise, don't even think about killing him. Indeed, with regards to this point, everyone nodded in agreement. This incident caused a lot of people to panic. Of course, some people didn't know at all, because in the Azure Mountain boundary, news didn't spread as easily as outside. Clear Moon Lake. Yu Quan stood there, his face a little gloomy. At this moment, there were many followers around him, and they were all injured. What should we do, young master? These followers' faces were a little ugly. Obviously, they had a fierce battle. There was a lot of blood on the surface of the Clear Moon Lake, but there were no waves at all. It was really strange. One should know that a drop of blood could pierce through heaven and earth. An ordinary lake would have been destroyed long ago. However, the Clear Moon Lake was safe and sound, and it seemed that it was the lake that had injured these saints. They couldn't force their way in. There was a terrifying existence and a terrifying formation in the lake. It seemed that they had to think of another way. Yu Quan's eyes flickered, and he looked in a direction with a smile on his face. At this moment, Yu Quan's group wasn't the only one near the Clear Moon Lake. There were more than a dozen forces there. There were Myriad Demon City, Acheron Palace, and of course, the people of Azure Mountain Tribe. However, these forces didn't succeed in entering the lake. One could imagine how mysterious the Clear Moon Lake was. At this moment, Yu Quan moved. He led his group towards the place where Azure Mountain Tribe was. This scene attracted the attention of countless people. What was this guy trying to do? Countless people were puzzled. Could it be that he wanted to join forces with Azure Mountain Tribe? Some saints shook their heads. They had tried before, but the people of Azure Mountain Tribe didn't join forces at all. Sure enough, when Yu Quan and the others proposed to join forces, the 5 saints of Azure Mountain Tribe directly refused. This was something left by their ancestors, and they had an advantage here. Therefore, they didn't need to join forces with anyone. Yu Quan's face darkened, and there was a hint of cold, killing intent in his eyes. It's not up to you. What do you want? Could it be that you want to fight with us? Qing Shanyu walked out and said coquettishly. The other saints of Azure Mountain Tribe also snorted. Don't worry, I won't kill you. However, since you dared to resist me, I'll teach you a lesson. Yu Quan threw out the Great Desolation Palm. How dare you fight us? Qing Shanyu screamed, and the other saints roared and counterattacked quickly. The surrounding people were stunned when they saw this scene. No way, Yu Quan was so bold. After all, this was the Azure Mountain realm. Wasn't he courting death by attacking the people of Azure Mountain Tribe here? However, Yu Quan had to do it. Good idea. I'll support you too. Emoshio rushed over with his men. As soon as he arrived, he threw out the yellow spring map, which appeared directly above these people's heads. The terrifying yellow spring gushed down, making them tremble all over. The 5 people of the Green Mountain clan were unable to resist the power of the pilgrim list and were subdued in an instant. Go ahead, tell me all the secrets you know, Yu Quan said coldly. Chapter 4064. Humph, don't even think about it. Qing Shan and the others gritted their teeth. Is that so? Looks like you'll have to suffer a little. Emoshio attacked from the side. The yellow spring diagram. The yellow spring water enveloped them. The 5 of them showed painful expressions. Damn it, come on. Stop it, we said. The five of them couldn't hold on because this feeling was worse than death. We don't know much. After all, the Green Mountain world is very mysterious. We only know that there seems to be a great protection under the Clear Moon Lake, but we don't know how to get in. Everything is still under investigation. Is that so? Don't blame me if you don't tell the truth. Yu Quan grabbed Qing Shanyu and left a bloody wound on her arm. The blood spilled into the Clear Moon Lake, and the lake water started to roll violently. It was effective. Seeing this, Yu Quan attacked as well. The other four people's arms were also cut. The blood of the Green Mountain clan entered. Then, the waves rolled and formed a passage. It looks like you people are still valuable. Go in. Yu Quan threw out the great desolate chain and tied the five people up. Then, he walked in. The five people walked in front. The water separated where the blood dripped. Yu Quan and Emocio led their people. They followed behind. The others were extremely shocked. Heavens, they really attacked the people of the Green Mountain clan, and it was really effective. We followed them in. Some people's thoughts turned faster. They immediately decided to follow. Some people hesitated, but it was too late. The waves merged again. After they went in, they immediately screamed and were attacked. Everyone guessed that there should be a formation in the lake. The blood of the Green Mountain clan could temporarily break the formation, but it didn't last long because it wasn't a conventional method. But it was enough for the people of the Green Mountain clan to go in. Many people took the opportunity to go in. The remaining people were very regretful by the lake. It looked like they could only wait here for the other people of the Green Mountain clan to come. Then, they would force them to go in. In the void, the phantom of the phoenix roared. Lin Xian stood in front and looked down. Behind him, two peerless beauties were meditating and cultivating. The three of them took turns to guard and fly. They had searched for many treasures these days. In the end, they obtained them easily. After all, the map of the Green Mountain world was here. When there was nothing to do, the other two would take medicinal pills and cultivate. This time, it was Lin Xian's turn to fly. He looked at the map and decided to go to a larger treasure location. It was the Clear Moon Lake. After identifying the direction, he rode on the Phoenix Phantom and flew at an extremely fast speed. Finally, they saw a huge lake in front of them. It was embedded in the ground like a sea. The lake was incomparably mysterious. A pair of black wings appeared on his body, and three ghost heads appeared around him. The three ghost heads opened their mouths and spat out black flames. The fire of the netherworld was extremely strange and terrifying. Buzz. Lin Xian waved his hand, and the solar law and 9 yang divine flame formed a golden crow that descended. The two flames collided, and the entire void exploded. The terrifying energy caused the surrounding people to continuously retreat. The fire of the netherworld was completely shattered. Not only that, but cracks had also appeared on the three ghostly heads that the expert had conjured. He screamed and spat out a mouthful of blood. His body began to tremble. Damn it! The other person roared. The ghost law on his body spread out, forming 6 ghost hands. Each of them was holding an extremely terrifying weapon. The 6 arms waved together and attacked. They couldn't even withstand a single blow. Lin Xian formed a Tai Chi diagram, enveloping all of the energy. Then, the Tai Chi diagram rotated, and the solar law of death fell, directly cutting off the 6 arms. Not only that, it also cut the expert in half. I won't kill you today because of Ghost Girl by Luo. Scram. The 2 experts of the Ghost Hell region retreated with their tails between their legs. The others were shocked. They were too strong. As expected, an ordinary small saint couldn't defeat them, unless it was a late small saint or a few mid-small saints attacking together. How arrogant! How dare you attack my Ghost Hell region? A terrifying sound rang out between the heavens and the earth. Following this, boundless ghost chi formed a vortex. A palm reached out from the vortex. Chapter 4065. This strength. This is the strength of a late minor saint. Countless people screamed. Is there a late minor saint expert here? Lin Xian frowned. Murong Qingcheng rode on the phoenix and dodged the attack. The void where they were standing was shattered, forming a black hole. Let's go. They flew towards the quiet moon lake and entered the mirror moon lake in the next moment. Wanna leave? A ghost-robed man walked out from the black vortex in the sky. It was indeed a late minor saint expert. Seeing this scene, he also rushed into the clear moon lake. Did they go in? The surrounding people were shocked to see this. They could only watch from the side of the lake, not daring to go in. After all, they had suffered a great loss here before. After entering, Lin Xian felt a strange energy rushing towards them. There was a very dangerous formation at the bottom of the lake. However, they were not afraid. They had the map in their hands and could easily break the ancient formation. At this moment, Lin Xian frowned. He turned his head and saw that there was someone else coming in after they landed. Moreover, that person was emitting a strong killing intent, locking on the three of them. Damn it, it's that guy from the Ghost Hell region. Li Hongxiu frowned and slapped a flowing cloud. Asterisk buzz. Asterisk the ghostly claw reached out and tore her sleeve in an instant. He's too strong. Li Hongxiu's face turned pale. The three of them were early minor saints, while the opponent was a late minor saint. The gap between them was too big. The further they went, the more difficult it would be to fight someone with a higher cultivation level. For someone like Lin Xian who could fight someone with a higher cultivation level, he was a top genius. Even so, it was still very difficult for him to fight a late minor saint expert. Of course, Lin Xian was confident. However, he didn't need to do it himself now. He could rely on the peerless killing formation in the mirror moon lake to fight against the opponent. Kid, you can't run away. Behind them, the ghost saint sneered. His figure flickered and appeared in front of the three of them, blocking their way. Kid, I won't kill you for the sake of the ghost lady. I'll give you a chance to live. Give me the cultivation technique of your divine body. I can let the three of you walk the holy road. You're a ghost-type saint. Do you want to cultivate a physique that's as tough as Yang? Aren't you afraid of death? Lin Xian sneered. You don't have to worry about that. I have a way to digest it. What do you think? These conditions are already very favorable for you. The three of you can live. Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite. In the Azure Mountain realm, even if you die, you won't be able to trace it back to me. I can even make it look like an accident. Are you threatening me now? Li Hongxiu's small face was cold. As the daughter of the Saint King, the other party actually dared to threaten her. So what if he threatened you? In this special space, this ghost saint was not afraid at all. Lin Xian chuckled. Do you really think that you can defeat us on your own? Humph. Although you're strong enough to kill a mid-minor saint, you're still no match for a late minor saint. Since you don't know the difference between life and death, then don't blame me for being impolite. The ghost saint snorted and formed a seal with his palms. 3 ghostly claws appeared behind him, blotting out the sky and covering the earth. The power of those claws was really too strong. Even a mid-minor saint would feel despair upon seeing it. Since you want to die, I'll fulfill your wish. Lin Xian and the other 2 retreated. At the same time, they attacked in different directions. According to the map, there was a formation below. It was called the Purifying Moon Grand Formation. It was extremely terrifying. What they were doing now was to use the power of the Purifying Moon Grand Formation. Sure enough, the water below formed a terrifying killing intent, forming a half-moon light and slashing forward. What's going on? The 3 ghostly claws were instantly cut off. The ghost saint felt a peerless killing intent shrouding him. How could this be? Is Lin Wudi so powerful that he can threaten me? No, it's not this kid's power. The ghost saint looked around. Damn it, there's something in the water. Is it a formation? Damn it, I was too careless. His body swayed, wanting to leave. At the same time, he struck out a few more ghostly claws, wanting to bring Lin Xian and the others away. After all, even if they were dead, he wanted to bring their bodies back. However, the killing intent of the Purifying Moon Grand Formation was getting more and more terrifying, causing the ghostly claws to crumble. Damn it, seems like I have to leave first. He flew upwards. At the bottom of the lake, his speed became extremely slow, as if he was struggling in a quagmire. Behind him, Lin Xian laughed. Don't go back then. How could this be? The ghost saint was shocked. Aren't you guys affected? As a late-stage minor saint, he almost couldn't bear it anymore. However, these three people were smiling happily, as if they weren't affected at all. Wait, these three people are standing there. Could it be that they know how to break the formation? The ghost saint immediately noticed the problem. The three of them weren't standing together, but in different directions. He rushed towards that direction. Very smart, but it's useless. Lin Xian sneered. The three of them changed their positions and then sent out a force into the water. Suddenly, a terrifying aura erupted. With a crack, a ray of light shrouded the ghost saint. The ghost saint screamed as his body was shattered. One had to admit that he was very powerful. He managed to avoid his vital parts at the critical moment. Only one of his arms was chopped off. Explode. The ghost saint screamed, his hair standing on end. He smashed the broken arm away, and with the help of the force, he soared into the sky. Quick, defend. Lin Xian and the other two kept retreating. The force of the explosion was indeed terrifying. Sure enough, the water flowed rapidly, forming a terrifying aura. With the help of this energy, the ghost saint escaped from the sacred heavens, left the lake, and came to the void. Damn it, Lin Wudi, I won't let you go. What's going on? Is a late-stage minor saint expert injured? The people by the lake were stunned. It was too unbelievable. Did Lin Wudi do it? It can't be. This is too heaven-defying. Everyone was shocked. The scene made them dumbfounded. No, it's the formation at the bottom of the lake. However, Lin Wudi hasn't come up yet. Has he been killed? They discussed animatedly. If Lin Wudi died in the lake, it would be a big deal. After waiting for a long time, they still didn't see Lin Xian come up. Someone said that Lin Wudi was dead for sure. No one could stay underwater for such a long time. Great, the great Demon King is finally dead. Many people heaved a sigh of relief. However, the ghost saint snorted. That brat could use a formation to kill me. It means that he should have broken the formation below. It's impossible for him to die in the formation. What? Did Lin Wudi crack the array below? His attainments in formations have reached such a terrifying level? These people were terrified. Under the water, Lin Xian and the other two could indeed break the formation. According to the method on the map, they quickly flew to the bottom of the lake. Chapter 4066. A group of people stopped in the depths of the lake. They were Yu Quan and the others. Previously, they had relied on the blood of the Green Mountain tribe to temporarily break the formation and enter. They had thought that their journey would be smooth, but they did not expect that the blood of the Green Mountain tribe's lord was no longer useful. These people were not the direct descendants of the Green Mountain Sage King. Otherwise, they would have been able to advance further. Emotio said with a frown. Qing Shanyu and the others' faces were extremely ugly. Along the way, they had continuously used their sage blood, causing their qi and blood to become extremely weak. Now, these people dared to look down on them. How despicable. Just you wait, once we get out, I will not let you off. The Green Mountain tribe will not let this matter rest. Qing Shanyu gritted her teeth. If you continue talking nonsense, I will kill you right now. Emotio's eyes were filled with killing intent. The Yellow Springs diagram flew out, causing Qing Shanyu and the others to tremble. However, Yu Quan said, "Don't attack first. These people might be useful. Watch over them." He used the Great Desolation Chain to completely seal the five of them. Then, he said to his subordinates, "Watch over them. The rest of you, follow me." He waved his hand. 3 of them stayed behind to watch over the 5 people from the Green Mountain tribe. As for the others, they followed UK and Emotio and rushed up. It seemed that they would have to use their own strength to break the formation below. Boom, boom, boom. Not long after, there was a terrifying tremor. 3 people from the great desolate mansion brought Qing Shanyu and the others to a safe place. Then, they closed their eyes and rested. They only needed to wait. There was no way the 5 of them could escape. On the other side, Lin Xian and the others had also entered the lake. Not long after they came down, they heard the sound of violent tremors. Someone is attacking the formation. Murong Qingcheng said. Li Hongxiu snorted. It seemed that Yu Quan and the others were trapped. Lin Xian said, let's speed up. The three of them quickly flew forward. Wait, those are the people from the Green Mountain tribe. Lin Xian activated his heavenly secret divine eyes and saw 8 figures not far away. 5 of them were chained up. The other 3 were guarding them. They were from the Great Desolate Mansion. They had sealed the people of the Green Mountain clan and used their blood to break the formation. Murong Qingqing and the others had heard about what had happened before. Older brother Xian, do you want to make a move? Lin Xian nodded. Of course, he had to help. The Green Mountain tribe had treated him well, and now that he saw someone from the Green Mountain tribe in danger, he had to help. Damn it, you'd better let me go. Otherwise, I'll teach you a lesson. Qing Shanyue shouted. The 3 people from the Great Desolate Mansion opened their eyes and laughed. Little girl, you still want to go out now? Are you dreaming? I haven't killed you yet because you are still useful. When you are no longer useful, I will let you stay in the Green Mountain world forever. When we get out, who would dare to say that it was us who did it? It's very normal for you all to have died. This place is incomparably dangerous. We will create the illusion that you all died in the formation. Damn it! Qing Shanyu screamed. She was so angry that her entire body was trembling. The saint of the Great Desolate Mansion said, Little girl, how dare you scold us? Look at how pretty you are. Why don't I let you have some fun in advance? He revealed a ferocious expression. Qing Shanyue's face turned pale. How dare you? What's there to be afraid of? You all are going to die anyway. It would be a waste if I don't enjoy you. The 3 of them laughed sinisterly and walked forward. No, I won't let you have your way even if I die. Qing Shanyue was in despair. However, the Great Desolate Mansion's chains on them were too terrifying. They sealed their cultivation, making it impossible for them to resist. Puff. At this critical moment, a sword light slashed down, directly splitting one of them into 2 halves. That person didn't even have time to scream before he died. When the other 2 saw this, their hair stood on end. They roared in anger. Who dares to sneak up on us? Get out here. Not only were there people from the Great Desolate Mansion and Acheron Palace here, the others had also followed them. There might be experts hiding here. Are they trying to snatch the 5 Green Mountain chieftains' men away? Damn it, contact the people at the front. They wanted to spread the news. However, a ray of light flashed and severed that person's arm. The formation in his hand was also shattered and exploded. Damn it, who is this person? They were horrified. The methods of these people were really too strong. In the next moment, they saw 3 people appear in front of them and surround them. It's you, Lin Wudi. They screamed crazily. Lin Wudi had come in. It was Lin Gongzi. Qing Shanyue and the others thought that they were going to die, but they didn't expect Lin Xian to come at the last moment. Lin Gongzi, save us. They screamed in shock. Lin Xian nodded and waved his hand. The 5 elements sword technique cut the Great Desolate Mansion's chains in half. Qing Shanyue and the others were freed and regained their freedom. What do you want to do with these 2? Lin Xian asked. Qing Shanyue said, Lin Gongzi, cripple them and leave them to us. They had been tortured along the way. Although they were not dead, there was not even half of their blood left in their bodies. Now that they had the chance, they naturally wanted to vent their anger. Good. Lin Xian's eyes shone with a cold light. He waved his hand, and a terrifying sword in tint rushed out. No, damn it. It can't be like this. Damn it, I'll fight it out with you. The 2 of them still wanted to fight back, but how could they be a match for Lin Xian? In an instant, their bodies were pierced, and their cultivation was sealed and crippled. Damn it, what did you do to me? The 2 sages screamed in horror. Lin Xian said, I'll leave them to you. We'll go ahead and investigate. Qing Shanyue and the others' eyes were filled with killing intent. Didn't you want to kill us? Let's see who will kill who today. They tortured the 2 of them crazily. They didn't have to worry about their voices being heard. Lin Xian set up an array formation so that the people in front couldn't investigate the situation here. I'll go ahead and take a look. The 2 of you stay here. Murong Qingsheng and the others stayed here. Lin Xian went up alone. He put on the void beast skin and quietly flew forward. In front of him, a violent explosion sounded. Obviously, Yu Quan and Emotio were attacking fiercely. They wanted to break the array formation. However, the array formation here was very difficult to break. Even if they used strong methods, the progress was very slow. Lin Xian sneered when he saw this scene. He didn't expect these two guys to bring so many people. It seemed that he had to clean up first. Thinking of this, a cold killing intent appeared in his eyes. With the help of the void beast skin, he quietly approached this group of people. Not only Yu Quan and Emotio were here, but there were also many experts from the sacred lands around them, including many little saints. At this moment, Lin Xian was going to attack these people. Chapter 4067. There was another violent tremor, and the formation in front of them suddenly glowed. Quick! Retreat! These people retreated frantically. At this moment, Lin Xian made his move. The two little saints fell to the ground with their eyes wide open, as if they had died with everlasting regret. What's going on? The people of the great, desolate mansion screamed. Yu Quan also turned his head, and his face became extremely unsightly. Damn it! Is the formation really that terrifying? Should we continue? Let's continue. I don't believe that we can't break it. They gritted their teeth and roared. They continued. However, the next time, 3 little saints from the Acheron Palace died. Emotio was furious. Damn it! My eyes are red. However, they did not stop. They attacked again. When the formation counterattacked, they quickly retreated. At this moment, Lin Xian charged at Yu Quan. The law of water spread out, and invisible waves formed a terrifying sword of killing that rushed over. Yu Quan sensed a fatal crisis and instantly dodged. At the same time, the power of the great desolation erupted and cut across the void. With a clang, he was knocked back, his aura surging. On the other side, Lin Xian was also knocked back. He had to admit that Yu Quan was really too strong, much stronger than he had imagined. It was supposed to be a sneak attack, but the other party blocked it. Damn it, there's someone here. Yu Quan was instantly furious. Who is it? He kept attacking. The void trembled, and the person disappeared in an instant. Yu Quan still saw him. It's you, Lin Wudi. You're the one who killed my men. He understood in an instant. Emotio, who was next to him, was also furious. How dare you attack us? The Acheron scroll rushed out and swept in all directions. However, Lin Xian had already left with the void beast hide. Our people are in danger. We can't let Lu Qingji escape. In the blink of an eye, the two of them led a large group of experts and charged back. Let's go. After Lin Xian returned, he came to Murong Qingqing and the others. At this moment, the 2 saints of the great desolate mansion in the formation had long been tortured beyond recognition. Su Chen raised his hand and ended their lives. Then he said, "Let's go." Qing Shanyu and the other 4 flew in another direction. It really was Lin Wudi. Kill them. Yes, they couldn't be allowed to escape. He had to capture Qing Shanyu and the other 4, or else his plan would be exposed. Yu Quan and Emotio's eyes turned red. They led their men in a desperate pursuit. The 2 of them were very fast and were about to catch up. Turn around. Lin Xian coldly shouted and shot out a Kuan Pong, which enveloped everyone and continued to shuttle back and forth. He wasn't flying aimlessly. He was looking for an opportunity. He knew that there were 2 paths at the bottom of the clear moon lake. Yu Quan and the others had taken one path. Now he was going to take a different path. Lin Wudi, you can't run away. Yu Quan suddenly accelerated and arrived in front of them in an instant. Desolate's palm slapped down with endless killing intent. Not good. The faces of Qing Shanyu and the others turned extremely ugly. They had fought before, so they naturally knew how powerful Yu Quan was. Such a person's battle prowess had already reached the late minor saint realm. Murong Qingqing and the others also took a deep breath. Lin Xian had activated the unparalleled secret technique. His strength increased 5-fold, and his speed instantly increased 5-fold. He dodged smoothly. Moreover, he said, "This is a good opportunity." He activated the array formation of this place, and an invisible wave rushed out towards Yu Quan in an instant. Yu Quan's pupils constricted. He felt the terrifying attack and wanted to retreat. However, it was too late. In an instant, he was split in half. He hit him. Murong Qingxing and Emotio exclaimed. Qing Shanyu was also stunned. Was he split in half? It was too unbelievable. What kind of technique was that? Behind them, the people of the great desolate mansion were all terrified. Young master, they roared crazily. Lin Xian frowned. He found that there was no blood flowing out from the split body. Moreover, there were endless laws lingering in the air. Buzz. The two halves of Yu Quan's body turned into a shield and split open. It was a law clone. Lin Xian frowned. He glanced around and activated his heavenly secret divine eyes. He saw Yu Quan's true body appear in the void. Yu Quan's face was extremely cold. Damn brat, how dare you trick me? Just now, it was indeed a clone. He used a shield and the law of desolation to form a clone to dodge the fatal attack. That shield was a defensive saint artifact. How could it be destroyed just like that? Brat, come out if you have the guts. He gritted his teeth and roared. He naturally felt the terrifying aura in front of him. He did not dare to go forward. Lin Xian snorted coldly. Come out if you have the guts. If you don't jump in front of me. After saying that, he ignored Yu Quan and the others and walked forward with his men. Let's go. Damn it. Yu Quan and Emotio clenched their teeth so hard that they almost broke when they saw this. Looking at the direction the other party was heading, it was obvious that he was going deeper. How could he find a second path? We will also take this path. Emotio flew up with the Yellow Springs diagram above his head and the devil trident in his hand. However, in an instant, he was shocked back. No, the formation here is even more terrifying than the formation of the first path. Moreover, it's even more dangerous. We still have to go back. We can't let that brat succeed in cracking the first path. These people gritted their teeth and went back. However, soon, they were all in despair. It was too difficult to crack. These people were about to lose hope. However, half a day later, they welcomed hope, because another person came down. Did someone capture the people of the Green Hill clan? They were happy, but soon they found that it was not the case. The person who came down did not capture the people of the Green Hill clan, but relied on his own strength. Yu Quan and Emotio's eyes lit up. Who is it? They looked carefully. The next moment, they saw a few beasts coming down, followed by many people. At the very front was a spirit turtle. Although it was a tortoise, it was walking upright with a walking stick in its hand. Could it be Master Spirit Turtle? Emotio was surprised. Yu Quan also took a deep breath and hurriedly went up to greet them. Master Spirit Turtle? So it's two geniuses on the pilgrim list. I want to join forces with you. Are you willing? That's great. Their eyes lit up. They were only lacking a master formation now. Master Spirit Turtle was from the Demon City, and his cultivation base was only at the middle stage of the minor saint realm. Yu Quan and Emotio did not take him seriously. However, the lifespan of the Spirit Turtle clan was long, so they had more time to study other things. For example, Master Spirit Turtle was studying formations. He was already 7,000 years old. He was older than the average Saint King. Therefore, he had been studying formations for a very long time, and his attainments in formations were very high. The fact that he could come down with his own strength was enough to prove it. Master Spirit Turtle was an expert in formations. However, he did not have any experts with him. If he had Yu Quan and Emotio to protect him, it would be perfect. Therefore, the three parties hit it off. Next, they began to crack the formation. Chapter 4068. Yu Quan said, Master Spirit Turtle, we have to hurry up. There's a kid who took the second path, and he's very fast. We must catch up with the path that we deciphered. It did not matter. Master Spirit Turtle was very confident in his attainments in formations. Sure enough, under his deciphering, everyone could move forward. 3 days later, they arrived at the depths and saw a palace made of coral shells in front of them. Great, there's a palace here. Let's go quickly. These people rushed forward, but they did not dare to enter. Instead, they looked at Master Spirit Turtle. Master Spirit Turtle walked very slowly, but everyone waited patiently. Master Spirit Turtle, please? They did not dare to move forward rashly. Who knew what terrifying formations there were inside? Master Spirit Turtle nodded and waved his staff. Endless laws flew out. Let's go. Under his lead, everyone safely entered the palace. Great. There's definitely a treasure inside. That's for sure. We're going to be rich this time. These people were extremely excited. Along the way, they did not see Lin Wudi's figure. They thought that they should have left him behind. However, after entering, they were dumbfounded. They found that the main hall was empty. There were obviously treasures in some places, but they had been taken away by someone. Damn it, someone has been here. Moreover, Chi Xiu was still there. It was Lin Wudi. Yu Quan and Emoshio roared crazily. They wished they could punch a hole in the sky. The others also wailed. Master Spirit Turtle's face also darkened. Did someone beat us to it? He felt insulted. It was a slap to his face. Lin Wudi, I want to see if you can surpass me in terms of formations. Suddenly, his eyes widened and he waved his staff. With a dang sound, a rock in the corner was smashed into pieces. You want to peep at us? You're courting death. Let's go. They continued to move forward. Master Spirit Turtle was also angry, and the others followed in an imposing manner. He crossed the first hall and set off toward the depths. This time, they must be ahead of the other party. In the depths of the lake, Lin Xian and the others had been watching the formations. At this moment, when they saw Yu Quan and the others' exasperated expressions, they all laughed out loud. Especially Qing Shan and the others, they felt very relieved. Murong Qingqing frowned. Since they were able to come in, could it be that Yu Quan and the others were also array masters? It was too unbelievable. One had to know that the reason they were able to come here was because of the map. If they were to rely on their own strength to break the formation, it was not that it was impossible, but it would be too slow. But now, Yu Quan's speed was much faster than they had imagined. Lin Xian even speculated that these people would not be able to enter at all. However, the current situation was beyond his expectations. Lin Xian waved his hand, and the scenes from the political and legal records appeared once again. He pointed at one of the turtles and said, "This fellow is a formation expert." Even Yu Quan and the others did not notice the formation I set up. However, the tortoise noticed it in an instant. I believe that Yu Quan and the others were able to enter the first palace because of this tortoise. Looks like they have a formation master helping them. We have to speed up. Qing Shanyu and the others were stunned. To be honest, they also knew that the bottom of the lake was full of danger. But as they followed Lin Xian all the way here, there was not the slightest sign of trouble. It made them think that they were having fun. Was there really a formation here? They were all doubting it now. Little did they know that if it weren't for Lin Xian, they would have died more than 10 times down there with their strength alone. Soon, Lin Xian and the others cracked the formation according to the map and arrived at the second palace. After entering, they exclaimed in surprise. There were more things here than in the first palace. Most of the first palace was filled with spirit herbs, such as natural treasures or large drops of spirit liquid. The second palace, on the other hand, was filled with all kinds of pills. It was obvious that they had been refined and placed here for a long time. There are several traps in here. Don't act rashly, Lin Xian said. Qing Shan and the others nodded. Next, Lin Xian, Murong Qingqing, and Li Hongxiu cracked the formation according to the method on the map. They collected all the pills. All right, we can split them now. Murong Qingqing was in charge of distributing them, while Lin Xian took out a few pills and put them back in their original places. He said that he didn't think that Yu Quan and the others would be able to enter, but now that they had a formation master with them, they could fight. He set up an illusion formation here and erased his previous information and methods. Then, he took out a few remaining pills to attract these people. Then, he restored the formation that he cracked earlier and added his illusion formation. As long as these people dared to touch the pills, they would definitely be able to activate the formation here. When that time came, these people would know what it meant to be miserable. After setting up everything, Lin Xian said, "Let's go." They passed through the palace and set off again. Behind them, Yu Quan, Emoshio, Master Spirit Turtle, and the others set off with gloomy expressions. This time, they used their full strength and were twice as fast as before. Finally, they saw the second underwater palace. Was there another palace? When the followers saw it, they became excited. However, they soon became nervous. The disappointment they felt the first time made them feel very uncomfortable. This time, would someone beat them to it again? Master Spirit Turtle's speed also became faster. He directly pushed open the door of the palace. Then, Yuquan and Emotio sensed it. They didn't sense any aura. After the others entered, they also began to search. Look, there are pills over there. Is there really something? Why are there only 5? That's too little. Everyone exclaimed. Perhaps it was a peerless divine pill. Their eyes turned red. Finally, we're in the lead. The corners of Master Spirit Turtle's mouth curled up into a smile. Humph, as expected of a young boy. As long as he was serious, he would trample the other party under his feet. That's great. Yuquan and Emotio made their moves and grabbed the 5 pills. In the next moment, ripples suddenly appeared in the void. Not good. Master Spirit Turtle's expression changed, and he quickly stopped. However, his words were too late. Yuquan and Emotio had already made their moves. Crack, crack. The sound of the mirror breaking was heard, and then a terrifying aura enveloped the entire palace. Not good. Damn it. Those followers screamed miserably. In an instant, they were split in half, and blood flowed out. Yuquan and Emotio also felt a great sense of crisis. Damn it. Emotio directly spat out a Yellow Springs map and enveloped himself. On the other side, Yuquan roared angrily. He formed a barren canyon and trapped himself in it. The barren aura in the canyon was too terrifying. The great Master Spirit Turtle also set up many formations and defended himself with the toughness of his turtle shell. The others were not so lucky. They couldn't resist at all. For a moment, screams were heard. Chapter 4069. Come in quickly. Emotio used the law, causing the Yellow Spring diagram to expand and envelop his people. On the other side, Yuquan also put his people into the canyon. The terrifying aura spread for a long time before it slowly stopped. Yuquan and Emotio walked out, and their subordinates also came out. Their expressions became extremely ugly. The surroundings were filled with corpses, making them want to vomit. The Spirit Turtle Master emerged from his turtle shell as well. His face was extremely cold. Damn it, they were schemed against again. This time, not only was the other party faster than them, but they also set up a trap and waited for them. How preposterous. Damn it. Half of Yuquan's people died. Emotio's side was about the same. Looking at the corpses of their fellow disciples lying there, the two of them trembled all over. At this moment, a ray of light descended from the sky. Everyone was shocked. Master Spirit Turtle also made a move and sent the ray of light flying. That ray of light did not attack. Instead, it formed a few words in the sky. After Master Spirit Turtle saw it, he spat out a mouthful of blood and fell to the ground. Master! Yuquan and Emotio hurriedly rushed up. This old fellow must not die. The others also had ugly expressions. The words formed by the law were, Old Turtle, you walk too slowly. No wonder Master Spirit Turtle vomited blood. If it were them, they would probably be angered to death. The great Master Spirit Turtle kept trembling. He said, Where's that Linwoody? I must kill him. None of you can stop me. He's in front. We'll continue to set off. These people gritted their teeth. On the other side, Lin Xian and the others continued on their way. They divided the pills they obtained in the second palace. Qing Shan and the others also got some. Although it was not much, they were already satisfied. Because if it were not for Lin Xian, they would not have even gotten this little bit. Furthermore, this medicinal pill should be of great benefit to them. But soon, they were all dumbfounded. They saw that Lin Xian ate the pills like candy. He ate them non-stop, and his body kept emitting thunderous sounds. There were even terrifying flames that jumped from time to time. Was this Linwoody? Was this how he usually cultivated? They watched with trepidation. Wasn't he afraid of going berserk? This pill contained the power within it. Just by smelling it, they knew how terrifying it was. They had to find a secret chamber, burn incense, and bathe in it. They had to adjust their condition to the peak before they could consume it. Unlike Lin Xian, who was chatting and eating candy at the same time. If Lin Xian wanted to strengthen himself, then he would have to cultivate. However, if it was for the great dragon sword soul to absorb, then he wouldn't need to cultivate with all his strength. He only needed to let the great dragon sword soul digest these pills. That was why he could eat pills so easily while walking. These two palaces had given him a great harvest. Especially the great dragon sword soul, he felt that its power had become stronger than before. Furthermore, Lin Xian also discovered some medicinal pills that could temper his bloodline. This made him extremely happy. Although he didn't have any heaven-defying bloodline, so what? The heaven-defying bloodlines of the others were passed down from their ancestors. Since the ancestors of those people were able to mutate their bloodlines, why couldn't he? If he couldn't be the second or third generation, then he would be the first generation. He wanted to make his bloodline unparalleled and pass it down from generation to generation. According to the map, their speed was very fast. Finally, they arrived at the deepest part. However, Lin Xian stopped in his tracks. The deepest palace appeared in front of them. However, the door was tightly shut. What was going on? Big Brother Lin. Was the last palace very difficult to crack? Qing Shan and the others were very curious. Lin Xian shook his head. The last palace required a special condition. As mentioned before, there were two paths to the bottom of the lake. They took the second path, and Yu Quan took the first path. This last palace required people from both paths to crack it together to open it. That was to say, if the people from Yu Quan couldn't come, they wouldn't be able to open the last palace. That was also what the map said. Fortunately, there was an old turtle over there. Li Hongxiu said. Then let's wait. Everyone waited here. They waited for about 5 days. Only then did they see a figure walking up from behind. You guys are too slow. Qing Shanyu and the others stood up and said contemptuously. Behind them, Master Spirit Turtle and the others trembled in anger when they heard that. Master Spirit Turtle screamed. How was that possible? He fell to the ground on his back. This time, he tried his best and was even faster than before. However, the other party was already waiting for him here. When did the other party come? Lin Wudi, Yu Quan, and the others gritted their teeth. They didn't make a move. Although they could see the other party now, they didn't take the same path as the other party. There was a powerful formation in the middle that blocked their attacks and couldn't hurt the other party at all. On the contrary, it might cause the formation to counterattack. Therefore, they could only come forward with gloomy faces. Master Spirit Turtle stared at Lin Xian with a pair of eyes. Damn kid, you're not going in here. Are you here to humiliate me? In his opinion, the other party should be here to slap his face. Otherwise, why would he wait for him here? Did he think it was too slow? Lin Xian snorted coldly. Who do you think you are? What right do you have to make me wait? I'm here because this palace needs people from both paths to have a chance of cracking it. Otherwise, I'm afraid you won't be able to see me for the rest of your life. Damn it, he's too arrogant. Could it be that the other party's attainment in formations far surpasses his? The others were also gnashing their teeth. Yu Quan and the others frowned. Cracking both paths together? Master Spirit Turtle, is he trying to frame us? Previously, they were attacked in the second underwater palace, so these people were traumatized now. Master Spirit Turtle walked up, looked carefully, and said, he didn't lie to us about this. Indeed, both sides need to work together to crack it. Very well, let me see what kind of tricks this kid has up his sleeves. This time, he could finally see the other party with his own eyes. He wanted to see what kind of person the other party was. Then let's begin. You'd better use all your strength. Otherwise, you won't be able to keep up with our speed. Lin Xian said faintly. Then, he began to crack the formation. He held his chin with one hand, and the other hand kept tapping on the black door in front of him. Lines of laws appeared and began to ripple. Master Spirit Turtle was originally very unhappy. He was embarrassed to be looked down upon by a young man. However, When he saw the other party's speed, his eyes almost popped out. How is this possible? He felt that his worldview was about to collapse. Someone is cracking the formation so quickly? You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.